Your body tempting to touch. Everything you do does my eye. There is something that I cannot deny. Yeah, you kill a man with your body. Baby, do me bad man thing. Turn around and this a man thing. Other girls, them they like man thing. Like only you deserve man thing. Baby, do me bad man thing. Turn around and this a man thing. Other girls, them
What's
they
up,
like
Steve?
man thing. Like only you deserve man thing. Baby, you always bring me joy. When you I feel so tired. So dearest to my heart. Yeah, without
Can
you,
you hear me,
I
Steve?
nobody. Oh, I got my eyes on you, yo. When I see your face on photo, all of a sudden, I want to call you my
Can
wife. I swear it's you know the tactic. Baby, look me small, but that
you
is
hear me?
vanity. Then know your dreams into reality. Baby, hold on. Just give me time, make I show you. After a nigga no go lie. Oh, baby, do me check your
I'm
pretty
hearing
body.
you.
Get it, you
Are you
be
hearing
my
me?
light. When I miss one for me, you be
Yes,
my
indeed, I'm
light.
hearing you.
Yeah, we just playing music to warm up a little bit.
You hearing me too?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for coming on time. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, how's your? You're in the middle of the week.
Well, good though.
Everything going super?
Well, we try to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to be good. Mhm.
Okay. So we're about to start here. Let me go ahead and remove the music a little bit in here. We're just warming up here.
Man, say it was too low too. I'm not even hearing it clear.
Are you hearing it now?
Yeah, I'm hearing it, but just a low. That's what I mean.
All right. Let's play some more music.
Okay. Let me see what I can set my background studio. Let me
All right.
see.
Okay. Let me go ahead and eye you on the screen here. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right. Thank you very much here. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to current situation media here. Tonight is a very special edition of this network here. We'll be discussing national politics, and we are live streaming right now from my personal page, from the current situation media page, and the YouTube page. So you can watch, monitor, and participate in this live segment here from any of those pages. Yep. So we are streaming here from the current situation media page on Facebook, the Vinton AJ Hooks page on Facebook, and the current situation media on YouTube. So thank you for joining us here. We are here with one of our contributors and analyst, and he always on time here. And we will start as we await those other contributors. So yeah, so go ahead, introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself. I know you a lot of people already know you on the show, but just for the benefit of those who just joining us or first time watching the show here, and yeah, and also when you introducing yourself, try to include our special stand-up error, the head, and let the people know what is coming. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Host. It's a pleasure being here tonight again on this show. And like you said, for the benefit of those who are going to be part of this show tonight, my name is Steve N. Gay. I'm one of those contributors on the show, and I'm also a standard bearer of Liberia New Democratic Congress, a newly upcoming political party that will soon be launching in Liberia. We are awaiting this political Iraq. As soon as it complete this electoral process, we will begin our engagement, and I will be coming up, on the subsequent time to get on the page. By 2029, we'll be contesting the presidency in Liberia with a new brain of policies and a national revitalizations and rebuilding our country, introducing our new policies of strengthening our national democracy in our country. So again, I'm Steve Gay, a standard bearer of the Liberia New Democratic Congress, soon to be a political party in Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. So, if I may ask here, this LN, you say LNCD or LNDC?
LNDC.
Liberia New Democratic Congress. So,
Yeah.
is this party emerged or was part of CDC, or this is a newly established party?
We are newly established party. We are not emerged with any political party. And this is why many times this question have been posed to me. People call me from Liberia. A lot of people call me from different political parties to alarm with them, to give me my support and talk to my supporters in Liberia. And but what I said to them is that we are coming to this political page under clean hands. We're not going to be burned by any political party because we are coming with a new ideology, and we're using most of our energies in our research and what best we can do, what different we can make in the country. So we're not going to brand ourselves with any political party. Notwithstanding, we appreciate any political party that's going to win these elections. We are going to positively. That's the difference LNDC going to make in Liberia and that of other political parties that have been in Liberia. We are not interested in blackmailings and cheap propagandas and personalizing things against people. We are going to engage our communities and our people. While we are still a political party, we will start engaging our people constructively with a mini development, a short-term program that we can start doing before we get to national government. So our end objective is just to build Liberians and build the human capacity of our country and re-straighten our policies that are not working now in Liberia. So we're not after any individual or who you are. The voters will make that decision 2029 when we shall engage the field. Okay. But we are not around with any political party.
So when will this political party, the LNDC, am I saying it right?
Yeah, LNDC, you're right.
Yeah, when will LNDC be officially launched?
Like I said, we have a team already in Liberia. The organizing committee setting up in Liberia. What we decide to hold on, we are already engaged in the National Election Commission, and we are just waiting because we don't want to be stretching them with this elections and that or registering a new political party. So we are waiting these elections to be there with, and when they are done with that, we will be by next year we will be fully a full-fledged political party, and then by 2025 we will be a delegation will be leaving from Europe, America, that will be going to Liberia to do the launching.
All right, we will follow up here. You are a contributor here, and we appreciate your input. And I would like to also welcome another current situation analyst and contributor, Mr. Valiko Cabo. Welcome here.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
Brother Steve, what's going on, man?
Oh, super, Cabo. Super, man. How's everything?
I can't complain.
Uh, I thought you were listening to me when I was speaking.
No, actually, I just got in. I just got in the show.
Oh my God! All right, okay, you will still play it.
But I heard a man is launching a new political.
Oh yes, yeah.
What do you think about that? VK is called LND or LNDC.
LNDC.
LNDC, Liberal New Democratic Congress. What do you think about that?
I mean, look, let me tell you something. I always say, right, it's good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to encourage young people to join the political process. And after this 2023, by the time we get to about 2029, there'll be a bunch of new things. No, 2023 election is a transition. It's a transition process of Liberia from the old political dynamics to a new political. When somebody got background,
Yeah, if you have a very noisy background, go ahead and put your phone on mute.
It's gonna come from this old political dynamics that we have had to a new political process. Look, I'm telling you right now, you see Clarence Monimbaden was in this race. I mean, Appleton in the race. There's a whole batch of Liberians that are young. Let's not make a mistake. Terrence Dillon is still there. Normally, they're still young. There are a bunch of young Liberian people in every other party, including the CDC, that were going to be vying for the presidency. So at this stage, I'm like, yeah, brother, welcome. Who knows? Maybe I will join the main party at some point. Nobody knows. But we should be open to the process, and we should make sure that it involves all Liberians. And it's a good thing that other young Liberians are looking at the process and say, I'm a stakeholder. Let me go and join the process. Why not? All the other people have been running. What? I mean, they say there's no experienced president. So it's not say you can get experience before you go to the job. But guess what? If the man feels that he understands the Liberian politics, he know what he wants to do. He has a party. He has a platform. Let him go to the Liberian people, and they will decide how to think about it. So congratulations, brother. I'm happy for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, just to give a little gist about it. Like I was just telling the host AJ that LNDC going to change the dynamic of our politics. Like you said, we have a very young, brilliant guys that are coming up, women that are coming up, that have this nation at heart. And most of them are just sitting around the world. All they need is that people need to reach out to them. And the young people will come on board. Like I said, right now we got some young guys in Europe that right now working on scholarship or scheme to see how we can recruit some Liberian from Liberia to carry them in Europe on the scholarship. LNDC is working on that right now. And what what I always tell my followers and everyone, and even the political party, we not stand for this type of politics that people play in our country, where I want to destroy you to build myself. I'm not going to destroy anyone to build myself. My politics is not going to be beyond microphone and attacking a personality. Right now, as we are still remain a political party or an oppositions, we are now making some research on a short-term program that will be engaging the communities, village to village, and see how we can get a little support to people until we can reach to a point where we can now come out to our people. But then our people are already seeing what we have started doing with them, instead of saying beyond microphone and insulting all day and blackmailing people. And so we're not going to, that politics, we're not going to play that politics. If that's the way people go to power in Liberia, we're not going to get in power because of that. We're going to get in power based upon our engagement and some of these little projects and engagement with our people in various community. While you're doing your insulting one another, causing one another, we are going Lofa, we are going Bapolu, we are going Kemau. We're looking at various clinics that don't have drugs. We come here, we lobby, we get some more money, we buy drugs. We donate it to them. We're not going to wait for government. We find hospital that don't get hospital bed. We can't lobby for air, we give it to them. So we'll be doing nothing small before 2029. The whole nation know that we are capable to take care of them. Yes.
Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to, kind of schedule a 2 hour segment after the runoff election to discuss about your newly formed or established political party LDNC. But thank you very much for giving a little insight, about the party here. Like I said, we'll schedule a 2 hour discussion on that, and the analysts or the panelists will be able to ask you more questions in depth. But let's welcome Malcolm here, and I will welcome Pastor Success Dennis. Malcolm, welcome here to the show.
Yes, sir. Gents, I'm really glad to be back here today again. And to my brother is you know is a great idea to engage, to be a part of the whole process. When I mean the process, the rebuilding of Liberia, because we are in that process. So every every individual as a Liberians, uh, your effort is appreciated. Whatever you do, I salute you. You know, it take courage for an individual, to take these bold steps. But yeah, they have a great conversation tonight and be, respectful and and just learn. That's it.
Thank you. Um, Pastor Success Dennis, welcome.
Yeah, gentlemen, I have a very terrible feedback. I'm driving home, but again, I'm happy to be here. But I've been quoted in for just 2020 for now, and I'm trying to pass the video away from home, and I'm just quoted in for. So thank you for having me.
You are welcome here, Pastor Success Dennis. Yeah, you are welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be joined here by two or three more analysts. Mr. Augustus Stalu here. We'll also be joined by Octavius Gilmer, and also we might be joined here by some of our viewers here if necessary. But tonight we will be discussing the runoff election that is scheduled for November 14, 2023. Here, as you all know, Liberia election was held on October 10th, and no one pretty much came in to be the victor of the election. We have two major political parties was pretty much 43. Let's talk about the CDC. CDC was 43.84% of the vote, followed by UP 43.44. And looking at the popular vote here, CDC still tapped Joseph Boaka with 803,674 votes, while Boaka came into 796,313 votes here. So now, since none of these candidates were pretty much able to clinch the 50% plus one, round-up election is will be held on the 14th. But my question here is, let's start with Steve. Steve, according to our constitution here, and let's set a rule here because I know we will be joined here by two or three other analysts. So we're going to give you guys 3 to 5 minutes. I don't want anybody to talk over 5 minutes unless there is a rebuttal from the next person here. Because this segment here tonight is 2 hours. We started a little bit late at 7:20, so we'll be pushing to 9:20 or maybe 9:30. So according to our constitution, our runoff election should usually be held on the 7th. Do you know why the election commissioner moved that to the 14th? Steve, you are not audible.
Okay, sorry. I muted myself. And I just bite on. I think I cannot speak to that pretty much because that have been the decisions made by election commission. And when I think that question was posed to election commissions, and her response, if I could borrow a word from her, she said although is constitutional to be on the 7th, but Supreme Court have its own ruling and decisions to extend. So they said after the election process, they gave people 14 days. I mean, a week for people to accept the result, or maybe if you have a complaint to be filed, you can do it in the periods of that 7 days grace period while they are going to announce elections. They're going to give us the platform, people who have a concern, a qualm, or a complaint to be able to come up. And so immediately after that time, they will be coming up with the announcement. So I think it's not constitutional, but some there are other rules, there are other laws that are also important to govern the electoral process, and I think Supreme Court have a role to play in that. And so when that is done, I mean, we think it's better, but I don't think it have any negative impact for any internal reason that have to do with extending the time. But I think, according to her, because I want to speak constitutionally, it should be on the 7th. And so, other than that, that could be Supreme Court who will have the ruling to extend it to another 7 more days based upon those who are going to be complaining or have their will to say. Yeah.
Vicky, you think the election commissioner NEC was in violation of the constitution by changing the date to the 14th?
They were in total violation of the constitution. Total violation of the constitution. Look, I mean, David Brown Lasana does what she does. But look, this is the thing. The Supreme Court, for the Supreme Court ruling to be able to even supersede any constitutional amendment, that ruling must be challenged at the court. The court must strike down that constitutional amendment as unconstitutional before, and then send it back to the Senate to revise. The Supreme Court cannot just make a rule outside a constitutional mandate to do something. The Liberian Supreme Court have never done that. Think about the timeline, right? You have election on the 10th. So from the 10th to the 7th is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 weeks. They say you got up to the 23rd. You don't gotta give us the announcement every week up to the 23rd, but you have up to that time. They give you at least 14 to 15 days to announce the result. The reason that was done was because they gave you enough time. In this new 2023 age, NEC will announce our results and be done by the 17th. And you will have enough time for complaints and having a second round. NEC didn't close this result down to what, the 23rd, 24th? So you had a week for complaints, and you still got a week. Somebody have a week to complain, they could complain. The Supreme Court can look at issues, except for presidential candidates complaining, then that might be an issue. But if let's say a legislative candidate is complaining, they don't go to second round in elections. Legislative candidates can complain to the Supreme Court. In that case, can be going while you do second round. But again, I don't understand that woman's thinking. But within the election guidelines, there's enough time from the time voting is started to the 7th, which is a time you could have the runoff for them to do everything. They drag their feet so much. So now at the end of the day, what happens? Now you announce the result on the 24th, and you got 1 week in between. But guess what? You still have 2 weeks from the time you announce the result for the runoff. I don't know why it says 3 weeks. My only guess would be because they slow down so much, and they probably got to get ballot boxes to these counties that got no rolls. Now you got to push it back another week for you to get ballot boxes there. That might just be the only other reasons why they push it back a week. But again, if you are announcing the result by the 17th, you will have time to get those ballot boxes and still have the election by the 7th. But like this Liberia, this NDC, they do their own thing. But again, as I said, this election is going to go forward. Everybody's agreed to the 14th date. Campaigning is on, and that's where we're going to go.
Thank you, Malcolm. Your thoughts? The 7th to the 14th. What difference does it make, constitutional wise?
I mean, the constitution mandate should be respected. However, we should also take into consideration that NEC also has their own policy as an institution. You know what? And the brother just said something that could be a major factors that prompt them to push the rerun to the 14th instead of the 7th. Again, there was so much delayed. There was so much delay within the results from the first round. So it's understandable. It's normal in any institution, for any institution or any society, to have some form of delay. But then again, if we say it goes against the Constitution, that we all know that it do, but do we have a justice system that will, question the NEC? NEC have, pronounced the rerun to be held on the 14th. The justice system had never questioned them. So who are we, to say that, okay, this is wrong? We know that it's wrong. but also we should take into consideration that they have some major delayed, that prompt them to, push this election to the 14th. Uh, but I think we should be good. Now is just playing. I think they are just playing according to what they want to do or what they have in their mind or what they plan on doing. Because every delay within every election was caused by NEC. They had all the resources to produce information on time.
Thank you. Let's welcome Octavius here. We still, Pastor Success is still driving home here. Octavius, can you hear us?
Yes, I do. Let me say thank you. Thank you very much. I will soon be just leaving the airport too on my way home. Let me say thanks for being here. Yeah. If I would join into the beginning of this conversation about neck, I mean, we we are talking about Africa. So when we discussing about constitutional thing, we should look at how many violation each government. I mean, well, let go to Joseph Nyimambwaka during Eli Johnson's elite time. He violated our constitution by even electing the mayor of Maserati. So, and George, so that lead the whole violation thing of the constitution. I think let's look at the benefit that who is benefit making a lot of noise on this issue because it benefit them, and then you can also make the argument that it also to the advantage or benefit the CDC. One, let's go to UP. I would say it benefit the UP because one, we all know they got a problem when it comes to funds. So it can buy time for them to go out there and look for money and and think to go and lobby because second round is all about money and what you're gonna get. So UP benefit from that. So I think that's the reason why they're not talking. So if you want to make the other argument on the city can say, you know what, we don't have a lot of money in our coffers now. It get our time to go out there too, and and people paying taxes, go out there to our partner to go lobby. So that's why there'll be no noise on that day. You know, I think both parties accepted it, and we're gonna move on.
Thank you. Let's welcome Mr. Augustus Yantalo. Welcome. Can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Welcome here to the show here, and we appreciate your time here and effort, and we are giving each respondent 3 to 5 minutes here. Yeah. So the first question here that we discussing is the change of the runoff date. Constitutionally, it's supposed to be held on the 7th, but it was switched to the 14th. Do you think NEC is in violation of the Constitution, or they pretty much did that due to just for more time to campaign for both parties?
Well, I think, uh, as my brother rightly said, uh, it is Africa. You got to think of logistics. You got to think about everything they're trying to do that will give the people free and fair elections. And you have to look at both parties, whether they are in agreement with that. But whether it is illegal or not, but as long it is in the interest of the people and there's no noise, I think I'm fine with that.
Thank you. So, Pastor Success, are you ready to talk to us, or we can continue?
I think I can talk. I think I just got in my duplex. I'm about to park, so I can contribute.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, firstly, we all are not doing ourselves some little good. In that we discussing the Constitution, so all of us are discussing this should be able to be quoting from the Constitution in article where it says about the election. We do know that the Constitution says that the 14th, the 7th rather, if there is a runoff. in our election. The 7th of November should be the runoff. But again, are we kind of going through the Constitution to know if there's no clause anywhere, somewhere in the Constitution that authorizes NEC that in case, why the street is supposed to be this day, but in case there are some other challenges, NEC has the authority to choose a day best suit them to run to run an election. So those things we have to look at them and see whether there's nowhere in the Constitution that says that. And I'm talking, from a broad spectrum because I don't have the Constitution in front of me, so I don't want to give a strict statement. But the reason I'm saying this is that these guys in charge of NEC are all seasoned lawyers. They are all legal practitioners, right? So I believe they might have consulted, right, stakeholders on a date issue. Or we have the date issue, we have the challenge, can by constitution maybe call the chief justice, call other lawyers and say, is it lawful that we do that? And I think that they step, the consulted stakeholders, and based on that, I think they came up with that decision. But I don't think David Ethel Brown, with other lawyers as sound as they are, will outrightly violate our constitution if there is no provision given to them to do what they did. So I think, again, like I said, I don't want to be very, very precise because I don't have the Constitution right in front of me, but I think they have some legal authority on date, time, and change and whatever. I think they have some legal authority, and that's why they did what they did.
Thank you. All right, gentlemen, here, everybody has spoken. So we're going to go back to Steve here. We're going to start on Steve here. So, gentlemen, as you all know, that none of those major party reached the threshold in the first round. So now we're moving to the second round here on the 14th. So we'll start with you, Steve. So looking at Jawia pretty much won the popular vote, even though he did not reach the 50% plus one, popular vote of 803,000 and 674. Do you think we are standing a chance of being re-elected, or you think that things will look different in the runoff? Can you
I
please?
mean, let me just I beg you before we go into this constitution. I know my brother says stuff. So let me just read the constitutional provision.
All right, go ahead.
Because on Article 83, if you look at the section 1 says they talk about voting for members of the House.
So you are reporting to?
No, I'm not reporting. I'm just trying to add clarity to what he said.
Okay.
Because he said, "Look, we don't know if they have other articles." So I say, "Yeah, let's look at the Article 83. We'll talk about our Constitution, right?"
Sure.
So Article 83B says, "Except for the president and vice president, all election of public officials shall be determined by a simple majority, and then the president and vice president shall be decided by absolute majority of the valid vote cast. If no presidential ticket obtains an absolute majority in the first ballot, a second ballot shall be conducted on the second Tuesday following expiry of the time provided in Article 3C. Now, let's go to Article 3C. Article 3C says the returns of election results shall be declared by the NEC, the National Election Commission, no later than 15 days after the casting of ballots. So if you look at Article 3C, and it says the runoff should be conducted the second Tuesday. So if you go, our election is on October 10th. The 15 days is October 25th. So what's the 2 weeks after that? We can look at the time and see if it's the 7th or 14th. I mean, that should be the 2 weeks after that will probably be the 7th. So yeah, so the 25th, it should be, yeah. So you said 24th, they get the last result, which was on the 24th. So the 31st is 1 week. The 7th is 2 weeks. That's the second Tuesday. So again, I mean, I never got the own thing, but constitutionally, if you look at it, there's no other provision giving it an extra week. I just want to put that to where the Constitution says on how election is conducted, how runoff is conducted.
Thank you. So Pastor So says, I don't know what he wanted to respond to that here, but he just left. He will be back. So let's move on to Steve. Steve, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing everybody very loud.
Do you want me to repeat the question, or you can take it from here now?
No, I'm good. I'm good with the question.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I think that's a nice question. looking at the politics that is played within the first round of the election, I think Joseph Barker have a challenge, and the challenge that he has in the process is that first of all, let's look at Lofa. With the number of votes we are accumulated from Lofa, there is a possibility of tapping the number. The number in Nima County, because I believe Nima County gave Joseph Barker a lot of votes than even Lofa. So the possibility of Joshua again getting most of the vote from Nima and reducing Joseph Barker number, there's a possibility. And the question will be why? I'm looking at the relationship between Joseph Barker and the rest of the political party that participated into the process. Let's also look at John Weah being an incumbent, have the capacity, financial strength right now to use cash to double up what they had done in the first round. And Unity Party may not have that strength, that resources. That's one that will impose challenge on the Unity Party. Two, Georgia is a government still have the presumption to offer. Georgia can offer anyone like what they did with Prince Johnson back then, where they said to Prince Johnson, no, we're going to offer you some ministry, we're going to offer you some minister or deputy minister if you give us your vote. Johnson Marching at that time, Georgia was not even government, but he played those cards by saying to them, if you give us your vote, and when we succeed as a government, we are going to give you few of these local positions, superintendent and the rest of the positions, going to be your own recommendations. And so what more now that he's a sister government that have an offer to say, okay, we need your vote as a political party, but we want to support you. Maybe your political party want to give you 2 deputy ministers from your political party. Because trust me, those are the negotiations that's ongoing right now. Those are the negotiations that are ongoing right now. With the issue of financial interplay. So I believe that just imagine what I'm speaking from is that those pool washers that serve as a pool washer for Unity Party, some of them were not even paid up to present. Some of the talent she left with some of the guys because they were not paid. One more, this one are coming on now, where the government has all of the resources to invest it right now because government is desperate to remain in power. So the government will do everything possible financially to win the mind of people. Now, like I said the last time, I think the last time I told people that the election is going to go for second round. People are saying, it's now third round election. It's going to be a seesaw battle. Like I said, our first show, if you still play it, I said it will be a seesaw battle because I know that this elections going to be a serious battle. in a seesaw battle. And exactly it went to second round and it was a seesaw battle where they were rising against each other. That's my third point. The Southeasterner, look at the number of votes they gave to United Party.
Got 1 more minute.
The possibility of Southeasterners recalibrating and not even getting Joseph Boakai, even the vote they are giving before, there's a possibility. Because the first round opened the eyes of all the political parties to see where they are falling short and where they are making impact. So I believe this election, the second round, is a challenge for United Party. Trust me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I will come back to you, Steve. VK, if my memory can serve me right here, you stated that there won't be a runoff here, that UP was going to clinch in the first round. How do you see, a UP now? They are going in a runoff against CDC, and they did not clinch the popular vote. They came second of 796,313. How are they going to win this election? Can you break some numbers down? And
Yeah, let me break it down to you. And I did tell you that. I said, that in fact, the United Party was going to win the first round.
Yes.
And we still believe that. Look, when you go to any elections, you go to, my brother, any elections you go to, and there are certain things elections observers look at to even understand manipulation or credibility of election. And one of the biggest things to look at is the level of invalid votes in your country. Liberia is a country of how many elections now? 3, maybe. We had 2005, 2011, 2017. So there's our 4th presidential elections that we are having. If you put 97 there, that's 5. At this point, I don't think we should be having that much invalid votes anyway. But look, let's leave that alone. We are in the second round. Let me tell you something. When you are an incumbent, it's your battle to lose. The battle is the incumbents to lose. When people say it's a challenge for United Party, I'm like, how is it a challenge for United Party? It's a sitting government who has all the resources that if I was on the CDC side and I was sincere, we should be panicking a little bit and scratching our heads. Because there's the thing. Here's a government who's outspent Joseph Boakai almost 5-1 or 6-1. It's rumor that the people spent almost $50 million on elections. What was that return on that $50 million? They outspent their opposition almost 5 or 6-1. And the numbers tells you that they're up about 7,000 votes. 1.8 million people voted, valid votes. Over 1.8 million valid votes. And the incumbent sitting government that I told everybody was the best government is only over the opposition by 7,000 votes. Anywhere in the world in election cycle in statistics, if you are looking at those numbers, you look at the incumbent and say, dude, you're in trouble. Why? One, your resources, the first one, the resources were on your side. You outspend your opposition by so much money. You have all the resources to go to places that maybe your opposition couldn't reach on time. And yet, at the end of the day, you are in a statistical dead heat. You literally are look, the thing we call statistics, they don't understand numbers, we don't understand the numbers. That's a tie. You're a tie going to the runoff. Or in 1.8 million voting population, 1 to 2%, because statistics is plus 1.2. You have your 7,000 vote. That's a tie. That's in the margin of error. Anything that's in the margin of error is a tie. So how is it that you are the Cuban government? You have outspent your opposition. You have all the resources. You are claiming to be the most popular government in power, and you went to a first round and you are tied with the opposition. It's not a challenge for the opposition. It's a challenge for you, because it means that you have not convinced enough people of your governance at that period of time. So if I'm going to the election, I'm Joseph Boakai, and the sitting government have outspent me that much, and I'm still in a tie with him. And let me say this, Maserado County, their biggest base flipped. It turned green. That is a sign. If your biggest stronghold flip, brother, you are in trouble. Anywhere in the world, in Cubans, you said, let's say in the history of Liberia, no opposition leader have even won 40% of the first round votes before. That's the first time it has happened. That means that you're in trouble. We are looking at numbers here. Numbers, may I say, numbers don't lie. you're in a tie. You've outspent your opposition. You're the government in power. You have all the resources to your disposal, and yet you went to an election. You're in a statistical dead heat with the opposition candidate. You are having a challenge right now. You are having a challenge because the opposition already know that they didn't outspend you, and they can fight with you evenly, and they can do a little bit more to get out to outvote you. You are probably having a bigger problem in the country than you think right now. So look, if I'm going to the second round as Mr. Boakai, I'm confident, but I'm working double time to make sure that one, the level of invalid votes that happened in the first round did not happen. To make sure that one NEC is manned properly, to make sure those votes are counted. I think Alex Cummings and what's his name? The other guy from Moniba had just wrote the NEC and said that they were going to pay forensic auditors from their own pocket to audit those votes to find out why it's such a high number on the invalid, or 114,000 invalid votes. The Tehran candidate didn't even get 114,000. There are more invalid votes than the Tehran candidate in this election. That's a problem. So they're going to look at that. You have to make sure your votes are manned. You have to make sure that everything is done. And I think if you are the sitting government, and if you want to be sincere, look, the problem with Mr. Weah is a lot of men around can speak some facts. But if you're around Mr. Weah and you're speaking facts, or you're like, Mr. President, we got to, I know that double or triple time, because we are in a problem with the sitting government. And if you're, look at the first one like a poll. When you do a poll between people who see who will win. In America, they don't have fun. You know, they do the polls. If you're a sitting president and you go into election and they poll you and your opposition candidate, and they say you're in a statistical dead heat, you should be worried. You should be worried. So I'm telling you that this election, this second round, Mr. Weah, the challenge is his. He's a sitting government. He has everything to lose. The opposition, they're not in power anyway. So he has a problem because the numbers are telling us that he's tired with the opposition, go into the runoff, and the opposition has an opportunity to flip that really quickly. 7,000 votes is not a lot.
Thank you. So Malcolm, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I can hear you.
Should Walker be worried while going to the second round, or he should be very optimistic and start celebrating?
I think the women should be very optimistic to celebrate, because you look at the numbers, it doesn't add up. Okay, we know the only reason why we are at this stage is because people who are into leadership within the opposition refuse to listen to some of us. We don't want job. We propose, we reach out to the like of Dawes, I reach out to the honorable man, Yega Koluba. He's always available, regardless of who call him. But yeah, but the like of Dinos, then they don't pick up phone calls. I send you information that since the government came into power, they had not changed. They had not changed the email address of the executive mansion. And if you have not changed the email address of the executive mansion and say in Manasari name, that means you have not changed the password. So meaning she still have access to important information. She's not into government. I believe that Madam Salif have completed her third term. Okay, she just put the puppet, Judge Weah, at the expense of Liberian people through the help of the Liberian people. But I say information. I also did a scan on the NEC website. NEC website is totally vulnerable. They're using an open source database, which is MySQL. That database, they are using an outdated software. Any skillful attacker can access that storage and manipulate numbers. You got me? In the Western world, data is the most important access that should be secure. Have our leaders within the opposition question the integrity of those data storage that will be hosting our electoral data information. They have not done that. So it was very easy for NEC. We know that NEC, the whole NEC leaderships were appointed by the current government, the current regime. If we have the numbers, we shouldn't be at this point. We can go and misuse. He can go ahead and misuse our taxpayer money and show to the people. Only an ignorant person will sit down and say, oh yeah, we are giving money, so I will vote for him. No, that's not his money. That's taxpayer money. That's the Liberian people money. So we shouldn't be talking about money business that. Should we pay people or encourage people to change their life or to make decisions that will change their life in the future? No, that's not the job of Omen Burger. He is there to set Liberia on the right path and up to Liberian to choose. Okay, I live within the southeastern, and I live with these people. They are the rest of Liberia. The southeastern, we are not. I mean, they don't have numbers. But if you look at the historical track, they have been into leadership. They have been, into key position in government. But they live in a deplorable life. They sleep in mud, but they will still vote their sons. If we remember in the 90s when the war started, BM Business came into Liberia through the Southeastern. Southeastern brothers, their sons, brought criminal business in Liberia. When the war was going on, white people were looking for food. Southeastern were running around in Africa, learning how to do people from Maryland, Grand Jita. So we knows them. We're not going to bow down to wherever is playing. The only problem is that the opposition did not play the card right. They abandoned this Southeast. We shouldn't be people washer to watch over the future, because watching over your vote is watching over your future. I'm living comfortably. I tell people what you pay me, what I work for. But we want the country to be on the right path. Okay? But it is not on the right path. I think the Oman is going to win the election. Joria has no number. The number that came from George Weah, it came from Abeton. Abeton is nowhere known to be in the Liberian political land space. Okay? He came to Liberia 2 weeks to the election. How the hell he got numbers? These are things that our leaders should be questioning. When Yeke Koliba speak, they say he arrogant or he violent. No, there are people who are still in bed with the current regime. It needs to stop. We are playing with people's future. You see at the CDC headquarters where they were booing ministers that the president hired, but they should be booing George Weah, because you know what? He hired these people, right? If I hire you to do a job and you're not doing the job, I will dismiss you and bring somebody who is more qualified to do the job. But since George Weah took over, and he had the courage to dismiss people who are not doing the right thing within the government? No. So it clearly shows that he is working along with him. Okay, he is working along with them. They have been helping him, aiding him to exploit the country. So we shouldn't be targeting these people. But if sedition can sit at the headquarters, look at the video, go on UJ Facom. There are things that UJ Facom want to say on Spoon TV that he wouldn't say, because you know what? Southeastern. Don't get me wrong. The Southeastern, they are very united in Liberia. I will tell you that for a fact. They live in a deplorable condition. They sleep in mud, but they will still vote for their sons. That no, every Liberian should be able to go to any part of Liberia to be able to run and stay into power.
All right,
no other track or different track and going to Southeastern and say you will become representative, because they are united. They are a super group of people, but they are united. But Lofa, you know, I'm proud of the Gio people.
Thank you, Malcolm. Let's come out to you. You know, we will come back to you here because I want to give everybody the opportunity here to opine. So let's go to Otavius here. Otavius, thank you here for being patient. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
All right. So, Otavia, I do have a recollective memory here when you stated here when I asked you what is the path to victory here during our first, conversation, and you gave a clear
promise.
Yeah, to victory, where you try to even convince some of the panelists after your in-depth analysis here. And now looking at the list here, Comey came here, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He came here, 29,613 votes. And now Comey is out. So we're heading down a runoff between CDC and UP. Give us the analysis. Who get a clear path to victory? Who give you 5 minutes?
Thank you, brother, and thanks to all my brothers that was live.
We don't want you to be Dick Morris on the show, my man.
Yeah. So I will be speaking from an independent point of view, yeah, because
Okay.
and see exactly what's gonna happen. And you actually right that it's true. I'm not a member of ANC. I work for Arizona Commerce. I mean, a lot of people know. So if I'm getting paid, that don't mean that I'm a member of the political party or a member of CPP. So that established that. Yes, what's gonna happen? You see, I listened to my own brother in Des Moines saying and talking about credibility. It's sad. So I want to remind everyone how we got here, more especially the CPP or the Unity Party. Why the Unity Party went alone? It because of credibility. Just as Yman Walker we lost the election for so many reasons. One main factor would be trust. He's not credible. He's not reliable, and he cannot be trusted. One, yes. Um, and it seemed like Liberian quick to forget. We got here because what? We had an entire family, commonly known as the CPP, and the Unity Party always had saying that they have the numbers. We got the numbers. Joseph Boga got the numbers. Arizona Commission said we don't. I don't have the numbers. Can we go to the ballot box? Saying we want to form this group as a baby. Let's go to the ballot box and the CPP, the members choose who they want to lead this ticket. If you have the number, any sound and normal human being will be excited to go. Just like Yama Bwaga said, no, I'm entitled to this because of my age or whatever reason. Now, he refused. That's one. The second thing he did is to tarnish the reputation of Mr. Cummings and say he fingered the document. That's two. So Joseph Nyiman Bwaga destroyed the family for getting to know that low. He was one day tyranny when he old. And now it came home. Look, this is how, this is the position that Joseph Nyiman Bwaga in. This election is come down to numbers and money. That's it. The second round is all about numbers and money. Joseph Nyiman Bwaga will, the Southeast is gone. So we cannot discuss the Southeast. It's gone. Western guy finished just show his support behind the CPP. I mean, and the CDC. Western guy finished coming from Grand Bassa County. I want you to understand that. So Bassa now is not in play. Just that Yamabaka understand that. Nima County, President Weah do not have to win Nima County. Either Gongo Weah just show her support be, behind President Weah. Her brother, Tewa Gonglo, support Joseph Nyima Bwaka. So President Weah and the CDC was saying, look, but we're not, we, we're sitting here and don't even have, and don't even need Nima County. But God help, oh, we got to support. We got a daughter from there. So all we're going to do is send her back there to live there until the 14th. So all President Weah have to do is to set in, to maintain his number that he got from the first round, or to if he increased it by one, he did well. So Nima County was not in place. So Dawa Gonglo was not even a factor anyway. So it was not a big deal for him to go to the UP. So now we go to Babalu. Look at Lofa County. Just look at Lofa County. And now, based on what we are saying now, Thomas Farah is already there, living there. Jefferson Kochi is already I mean, so you know that you can see that Maserati, now that one-on-one. That one-on-one. So you can see that the United Party candidate that even the poor in Lofa County were beaten by CDC. So you can see how dangerous it is that the CDC will win this election. Maserati is gone. Bassa is gone. The Southeast is gone. If you fighting in Lofa County, that tell any UP that you have a problem. If you can fight in the only reason Joseph Nima Bwaka won Nima County, everybody know the Nimarians vote on tribal line. We all know that. Nobody can even argue on that. The only reason Joseph Nyeman Boakai won Nima County because of his vice president. That's it. So all all president we have to do is to just maintain that his number in Nima County, and this election is done. But I want Liberian to understand this is like 6 and 7. We should not be talking because now Liberian is not voting on corruption. Corruption is not on the ballot to them. Who is honest is not on the ballot to them. Trustworthy is not there. They're not looking at somebody who can create jobs. They're not. Liberian is they voted on why? Who is popular and who is why? Well loved. That's all. That's the two things because the same candidate, John Weah is not perfect. He is corrupt. We all know that. And he never provide job for the Liberian people. Joseph Nyeman Boakai, doing Eddie Johnson said it time the same thing. They receive billions of dollars from the international community, more than President John Weah. The money that President John Weah received in 6 years, Joseph Nyeman Boakai and Eddie Johnson said he received that money in 1 year. So the Liberian people said, the voters, they said, look, we're not looking at corruption yet. We're not looking at anything. We're looking at who is popular and who we love.
Got 1 minute.
Yeah, so if based on that, if you put the two candidates together, you know President Weah will win. Because why? He is more popular than Joseph Nyeman Boakai. He more loved than Joseph Nyeman Boakai. So the Liberian people give themselves exactly what they want, and they're going to make the decision on the 14th. And so far, based on data, President Weah will be our next president.
All right, thank you. We'll pretty much remind you again, and we'll see if this prediction will,
Wait, I'm gonna make prediction. If you go by what you did in first prediction, that prediction are fly.
because
Independent.
All of y'all have your time. Y'all please hold on. Y'all have your time.
Gentlemen, they will ask our talk. We need to respond to the man. The man mention Omer Boakai name. We need to respond to him.
No. AJ, control this.
Michael, what you can do is take your points down. When I reach to you, you can respond. Because
Okay.
yeah, I beg you, brother. We have 6 panelists, so I will give everybody the time to open.
What you're taking for?
Yeah. So, Augusto,
Yeah.
you and Steve are doing the live discussion. You guys predicted a run-up. It came to a pass here. Now, give us another prediction. Now we are into a run-up. You stated that a run-up will pretty much Joseph Boakai will not see the path to victory when they hit a run-up. Why? And do you still see it the same way?
Yeah. First of all, I'm disappointed in the new rhetoric, the new divisive rhetoric. That is to all Liberians. We started this rhetoric from Concord to indigenous, from Gio to Crown. Now we are talking Southeasterner versus how you call that? The Westerner, Southeast, and this. For me, it is so toxic for the Liberian people, especially we have been into a 14 years war. That means that the Liberian people are not learning. Because, for instance, the Southeasterners are not many in our country. If they were actually going for numbers, if they were actually voting on Southeasterner and from those from the other side, I think they will wipe the Southeast. They will wipe the Southeasterner all based on numbers. Because if you count in Lofa, you count in Bon, you count in Nima, what they will do is just for a Morel. So what I'm trying to say is that, especially for those of us that are in the US, we are pundit. Even if you watch Spoon TV network, it's very divisive down there too. They go They're going after it, the prisoners, they're talking about Southeasterner, and for me, I would never use those words because uh, I passionate hate division. I hate it with a passion. But all of us are not the same. All of us are not the same. Dr. King said, where there is injustice, it's a threat to justice everywhere. So when you see divisive rhetoric coming out, you call it out. And that is just my food for thought for all the pundits here. Uh, Sometimes the election going to come is going to end, but we have to come together and rebuild our country. Southeasterner and this, we are all Liberian people. That is what I was going to say. But I predicted that uh, George Weah had a slim chance. George Weah had a slim chance. Uh, but now they are going into the runoff. The marginal errors down there was less than 5%. It was less than 5%. Uh, George Weah. George Weah continue to have a little bit of edge, just a little bit of edge over Joseph Yuma Mbaka. But both of them have the momentum going in for them. Both candidates has the momentum. And if you would do numbers, I would say George is about 65%, and Joseph Yuma Mbaka is about 62%. So it's a dead heat if you look at the numbers. But what gave George Weah a little upper hand? George Weah is the Cuban. He's the Cuban. He has money. He has negotiation power. He can negotiate. And you see, I told you guys that Joseph Yuma Mbaka he doesn't have good rapport with the opposition bloc. A couple of opposition have already endorsed the president. But we also got to look at other variables too. Joseph Yuma Mbaka traveled. He went to Ghana. I think he went to Ghana there with his own entourage. When you decide in this kind of factor, you have to count in variables that determine. You have to count in external variables. You look at the media. You look at the stakeholder, which is our international partner. You look at the ECOWAS, the US, the European Union, the diaspora Liberians. You got to look at who are they leading to? Who are they leading to? And
You got one more
I
minute.
will tell you, it's just 50-50. 50-50 chance. But the reason why I continue to say George Weah has an advantage or an upper hand is because George is in the government. He runs the government. He controls the government. He has all the resources. He has everything. And the only thing that we also can look at, we have to look at whether the opposition are going to coalesce around Joseph Yuma Mbaka. And it's not happening. I don't know whose Cummins going to choose, whose Cummins going to endorse. Appleton has already endorsed George Weah. We've seen Tawon Gongler. Tawon Gongler does not have weight, but he has weight in Nima. So he has already endorsed uh, uh, Joseph Yuma Parker. Now, we have to look at the percentage share of young people. 65% of the young people are under 25 years old. And 65% of registered voters in Liberia are under 25. So the thing is that what is their relationship with each voters? Most of them live in Monrovia. They live in Monrovia, they live in Nima. This is where you're going to find these young people. Boaka won Nima. He won Nima, he won Monrovia, and he won Lofa, all these things.
Thank you.
But
Your time is out.
my time is out?
Yeah.
You think you are lecturing in the classroom?
Yeah. We will.
You bet president government.
The man, come on to the start in the classroom.
Yeah.
Guys, as the host and moderator, I just wanted to let you guys know, because of we have 6 to 7 panelists here. I usually give you guys signal when I say 1 more minute. Then just wrap up within that 60 seconds, and you can reserve your other thought when you come back here. Because if I give each person 10, 15 minutes, it will make the show kind of boring, Yeah, so 3 to 5 minutes. If you can, say everything in 5 minutes, I just give you a heads up. You got 1 more minute. Because you already know the most political pastor is ready. So Pastor Dennis, can you hear me?
I mean, can let you two will go away 5 minutes.
Go ahead. I hear you. Give me all the people catch up.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Dennis. So looking at the CDC here as an incumbent here, they got an edge, and now yes, they want a popular vote percentage-wise as well. But should they be worried or should they be jubilating? And are they optimistic that they will clinch the victory? Walk us through.
Okay, so quickly before I proceed, this is a platform that being aired globally. People from all over the world listening to us. And I saw it when we come on such platform.
But
we need to know what we say.
Your screen is frozen.
You're not getting me?
We can hear you, but we cannot see we can see no movement.
Let me just picture you get my voice. It's not that I don't know myself. I don't know. I don't see myself even shaky either.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me say this.
Okay.
For people to come on this platform and don't help our country to mend the fragile peace we enjoy, but bring or say things that antagonize a whole region and call them criminals, I think it's wrong. It has to be condemned.
I agree.
But I'm not going to start on the show right now and tell the word that Southeasterners are criminal. And that is very wrong. That is wrong. That is void of politics. You don't have statistics to establish as per tribe, region, or what ethnicity or whatever, or people who were involved into black money that we call the PN during those days, to label a whole region on black money or issue and then call them criminal. I think it has to be condemned. It seriously has to be condemned. I don't think that what the platform was meant for. Okay. Having said that, I want to go. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah,
okay.
You are very loud and clear. Go ahead.
Let me say this. It's so pathetic and heartbreaking that couple of colleagues that I've been speaking don't understand the way the variables in our country play out when it comes to election. I don't know how many elections they have participated in. I'm not just talking about you going to the pool to vote, but being a key player. Either you're in the war room, you're on a campaign team, something you're doing as a player within the electoral process. I just been on the fence of one election from 1997 up to 2017. I just been on the fence of one election. That election was the election that brought Taylor to power. 2005, I was a key player. 2011, I was a key player. And then 2017, I was a key player, but not on ground far away, but playing some major roles. There are certain variables that you need to consider more, especially in a runoff. Number one, we went into a general and presidential election. And then the opposition party, out of the number of senatorial candidates they put out, they want only one seat. Only one seat. CDC be an incumbent, won 6 senatorial seats. Out of the 73 representative positions, CDC alone, as a political party, won 25 seats. I am not talking about the 50, the other 15 senators who did not come to election, who have made an election. I'm talking about those that went to election. CDC won state senator. Now there are still other senators who went independent, who have aligned themselves with CDC. Like Milton of Finney Day today endorsed the CDC. Like the guy from Bone County have endorsed the CDC. So you got 7 senators that CDC is sending back into their various counties. That hey, we know you may not like this person, you may not like that person, but the fact that you elected us, for us to have a leverage with the government to be able to push your case and have what you want for development, we ask that you elect this person. That's how the politics, that's how roundup politics are played. That's one air CDC already got. Edge number 2. If you listen to the campaign message of the opposition, more especially the United Party, from the day we hit the atmosphere of second round, they have not sold the United Party on what they will do. They have not told the Liberian people what the United Party is bringing on the table, but what they're doing is that they're introducing a tribal politics. And I'm glad that they did it. Because you know what? When you introduce a tribal politics, it will play out well for CDC because, number one, you already told the Liberian people, and maybe that's the reason why the Lofian voted the way they voted, unlike the Nima County. You already told the Liberian people that this old man is very old. And when the election is won by the United Party, it's Nima that will be doing the work. They still did not consider it, they gave you some vote. You came back in the second term and you reiterated that if we win, this thing we're doing it for you as Nima County. So the next question that comes to the mind of the other tribe, so the Pele people don't want to have a vice president. And the Pele is one of the most dominant tribes in Liberia, almost in 5 to 6 counties. They don't want to produce a vice president. Then Lofia and say, okay, but then if that is the case, then you can't use us to go to the executive mansion. So it better than we post somebody we already working with who is doing SYC for us. So the opposition are not really pushing case about what they will do. Number two, or number three, when you have people endorsing you, it's not about who endorse or how many people endorse you. It's about how key they are into the political landscape of our country. There's the Apeton, the Tiawo. This is the first election, coming to election as a presidential candidate. Where the Tiawo Poo go vote for? Nima County. Beside Nima County, where else did he really Poo vote? So, and we agree. Him, for me, I expected he was going to gravitate toward the Unity Party because of the tribal politics they started pushing. All right. So, with all the variables on ground, brother man, believe you me, they're not going to flip so bad that they should have a preset and ready, or maybe an ambulance that they will have to rush him back to the hospital because the vote will be overwhelming. All right. Yeah, nobody can get on social media causing how many votes you talk from Ambassador going to get the Unity Party. Then the son of Ambassador people try they just elected him and gave vote. And you say when he go back to Grand Ambassador people now listen to him. Nukwe, and that's why I'm ending. That's my last statement. Emmanuel Nukwe, who happened to be the former running mate of Ome Puata, because he had a little issue with Mageo, he didn't really campaign for the CDC like that. But he's our campaign chair for Magibie County. He did not really campaign. In this second round, the party called and said, look, we had to put you in the Mageo issue aside. Let's go back to our people. And Nukwe, these are stakeholders in their county. All right? These are stakeholders. And you said they will go back to Mike Gibby and the poor Mike Gibby will not listen to them. So, Unity Party don't even have major stakeholders besides Nima County. Let Unity Party tell me who are the stakeholders they got that can go back to their people and convince their people. All the stakeholders they had to go. If they are not taking, or why they go, it's going to be a political disaster for Unity Party. It's going to be a political mass burial. Thank God they took and Nima stood with them. So with that being said, second round is an overwhelming victory for the CDC. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Dennis. And gentlemen here, I think about only 2 or 3 persons respected at time, and but I'm not going to be selective here. So we just want to, continue, the 5 minutes here. But now we are on reporter here. If you don't have a reporter here, I can ask you a specific question, but we are on reporter here, reporter time. So make sure that when another panelist is speaking, take notes.
Why rushing?
No, I'm not rushing. I just on.
I mean, Vicky, just put your hair off.
I won't report. I will listen keenly. I will take it.
So, but Vicky, I know you want to report, but it's Steve time to speak here. So, Steve, are you there with us? Then we can move to Vicky.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Do you want to report budget, anything of follow up, or you want me to ask you a new question?
Maybe let me first of all do a rebuttal to Michael.
Okay.
And then I'll come back to the topic we are discussing.
Okay, yeah, you're still going to operate with me for 5 minutes, but if you do a rebuttal, we just want to let you speak for your 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
We are speaking politics, true, but for me, I speak on the basis of analysis. It's not about being a partisan of any political party, especially I have a side. And I know I stand for my country. And right now, like I said, I give people the opportunity to play their game. And I'm watching the game carefully. And also, I'm learning from what is happening in the country. It's giving me a more ideas and a more way out and the way to play my cards. But the fact, like I just said, and I want to speak to Malcolm phrase that sometimes we speak politics, we also leave space for relationship. if you speak politics and you just speak all of your guts to politics, sometimes it limits your movement, your friendship. It endangers a lot of things about your career and all of that. And in a sense that I think Macron got to take it back to say this black money issues start from Eastern us and they are criminal. They started it. So I think that is condemning. It's not a right word to say, because I can believe that there are a lot of guys from different counties and tribal groups that are also part of the process. Although even if the people from the Southeastern could be in majority of that, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it gave us a broomstick to mention that they are the one who are who are doing it as a criminal. So I think it's not good for us, you know, as a Liberian to bring people in that kind of direction. So that's first thing I want to speak to. And secondly, like I said, I'm doing an analysis tonight on this politics that is played in our country. And I think Success said it here. The fact in here that I just told when I was speaking, I just gave you a few factors that will give a very difficult chance to Unity Party to win. And one reason is because my time, so I didn't mention that, and I want to also mention that, is that the message that Unity Party brought to the table, the message is not working. A Unity Party will succeed in the second round. They have to revisit the kind of message or reinforce their message. And what is the message? The most principal message of Unity Party in these elections is coach, corruption, and suffering. Three things. But you're not telling the Liberian people how you, as a political party, going to eradicate the issue of coach. Don't forget, drugs is in Liberia from the old days up to present. Is in Liberia. It's getting more popular because all of the country now is becoming business. Unity Party become government today. There are other people who are in line with Joseph Yuma Braga that will still do those businesses. They're not in government. They are just friends of the president or friends of the minister. They will still do it because they got presumity. And the president don't even know where, but they will use the president's name and friendship and connections and do their business. And because the police director know the person to be close to the president, and the president not even aware about your business you're doing, but the police director or maybe might be afraid to bring you up because you always see you with the president. In his mind, he thinks that the president is aware. He doesn't want to go against you. If you go against him, maybe the president will fight for a job, so he will cover you up. But the president not even aware of the kind of business you're doing. Those things happens in government over and over. Let us also understand that drugs issues in Liberia is not just introduced introduced in Liberia by this government. Let me be fair. I'm a Liberians. I want to take state power in our country. I'm gonna be truthful to people. It's not truth. Drugs is in Liberia, but Unity Party is not still telling Liberian people how are they going to eradicate drugs. Let me Liberia brought drugs. I agree, Liberia brought drugs. Okay, I agree. But how are you going to remove it from the country? It's already there. How are you going to take it out? What's your strategies of taking it out? Because your strategy was going to convince me and say, okay, drugs is already in the country. Drugs is there. Okay, it's true, it's there. How are you going to remove it? Tell me how that drugs issue of drugs going to be removed from Liberia. You're not telling me, hey, you're not telling me the poor get drugs, they make our children spoil, they spoil our children. So how are you going to face our children since they are poor? It's the message they gotta revisit. You do a research on that and can't tell Liberian people how they're going to work with it because it's already in the country.
One more minute.
That's one. Two, the challenges of suffering, like I said on the show. I serve as president for the Microfinance Network of Liberia. If you Google Central Bank website, you'll see my name, Steve Gay. I serve as president for the Microfinance Network of Liberia. We have almost 35 or 32 microfinance institutions that are giving loans in Liberia at that time, doing Unity Party time. When Mayor June was dishing out money to all business people in the country, I mean, where are those money? The Liberian people are still saying that the people are suffering. They were brought suffering to them. Where are those money that just Mayor June was dishing out to the business people all around the country? I was president of Government Network. I worked with Central Bank. I'm a stakeholder. Where was the money that they were taking for bribe from asset bank, from the different microfinance institutions they were doing business in? You can't find one.
Thank you, Steve.
So, I mean, to conclude, please, people in our country are not fair to tell Liberia the truth that our problem we face in our country today is ourselves are being insincere and being unserious to ourselves. Liberia, man, as soon as you get one job here, you will take more than 300 girlfriend and attach it to that single salary.
Thank you.
As soon as you add a job, you add of money, you add of everything. So let's be sincere to ourselves. Even if Joseph Boga become president today, Liberian people will still be a Liberian people.
Thank you. All right. So, PK, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can go ahead and use your 5 minutes to report.
Okay, so yeah, thank you again on the issue. You know, I usually say I don't, you know, the issue of the propaganda politics that says that hold on one second. The propaganda politics that say that somehow, you know, CDC is going to win just because, oh, you know, what does that say? They won senatorial seats. They won. You won senatorial seat in Magibi County. Nathaniel McGill won in Magibi. Very big vote. There's the former top man, the number 2 man in our country, basically. CDC lost Magibi. You know, let's go to this whole thing we're discussing first. Now, I hate when these guys do this, and I think my boy Otavius and Sauces and Prince were on it. You know, there's the same attitude as CDC. You can't lie somebody here and then leave the other hand. Yeah, if you say Michael says some things about the Southeast, yes, I don't think we should go about talking about our other Liberian brothers in that kind of manner. But you guys just started showing stuff because Nima voted the way they voted that they're only tribalistic politics. Are there how about Grand Crew? Why did they vote the way they voted? How about the mass of East region? I mean, look, we have to be sincere with ourselves. And you know, my brother Gossa said it right. I don't play into that tribal politics. But guess what? Magibi voted for the men. Populi, Cape Mount, and other places. Why were they voting? What are you going to call them? You know, if you want to claim that when somebody vote for you is fine, and if the Southeast voted, look, when the Southeast voted for, I came out and said, no, that's their vote, let them vote. Don't call all the people tribalists for the way they vote. And then sit down and say, oh, the other people voted just fine. No, they did not. If we all want to be sincere with ourselves. But if those guys would never be sincere. They will not be sincere with the issue. You know, when it's time, when it's good for them, it's good for them. But look, if we are condemning, we condemn all. We are in the Liberia, we are in the new dispensation, the new age. We can't discuss somebody vote, oh, he tribalistic, when you vote my side. But the other people voted, we know it's fine. Let's go to this issue about people voting. Look, this election taught me one thing about Liberians. They voted, they look at the ballot box and they voted for you. There were places representing a senator voting there massively for the CDC and they voted against him in the presidential election, including Monserrato, which he did not win. CDC won a lot of seats in Monserrato too. He didn't win. So was in other places in Liberia. And so was in Magibi and in Grand Cape Mount County and in Bopolu County and everywhere else. So let's look at this in a fair way. The CDC administration that have used all the money they're supposed to use, guess what happened? They are still struggling. My brother talking about the United Party are not giving what issues they're going to use, how they're going to remove drugs from Liberia. The certain government whose administration is drug king. When have they spoken to the issue? The government of Liberia where brought $100 million worth of cocaine, the biggest and largest in our country history. 1 week later, there was another $40 million worth of cocaine there. Y'all ask me, how many times have the CDC on their campaign trail spoken about how to eradicate drugs? Not once. And they still want to remain in power though. You look, I don't know if you look at what happened in the Senate today. That's the reason why CDC is going to lose, let me tell you. Look at what happened in the Senate today. The deputy minister for finance went to senators to give an update about disbursement of the county development loan fund. The man when they said they dispersed 50% when they put asking for document, you know, he told the say because the letter he say he must bring documents, so you didn't bring document. That's how you know this leadership of the city is inept, and Labrador people are tired with that, and that's why they are voting against him. Look, the young population in Labrador, that is a thing of the past. I spoke to young people in Labrador, and a lot of them told me, listen, we're not voting for poor again just because we're young people.
One more minute.
The man told me, we got smartphone, we see how other people live on the other side of the earth, my brother. They are now voting again just based on, they will let Joe. Most of the young people are voting now, they now saw Joe, we are playing football. Let me tell you something. The vote that took place in Liberia, and my brother will tell you that the vote that took place in Liberia, the margin of error now for even at 1%, Joshua is even beneath the margin of error. There is no incumbent president that can go to a first round, be in a statistical day. They raise a star in the first round, go to the second round and win. Let me tell you something. Graham Basser is still in play. Lofa Kante is gone. Bobolu Kante is gone. The newly elected senator of Bobolu Kante, he was with GMB. Nima is totally gone.
Thank you.
And there's going to be a fight in the Southeast.
Thank you. Thank you, yeah, Vicky. I appreciate that here. So moving on to Malcolm. Malcolm, any reporter?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like politicians, man.
Go ahead, Malcolm. Guys, I like how we're keeping it very civil, and I also appreciate Pastor point that you made here, guys. If you are referring to anyone here, no, Malcolm, I will give you your time. Don't worry, your clock don't start now. If you are referring to anyone here as in you using some rhetoric, make sure that you give some facts, that to pretty much back your claim here, and but I keep the discussion very civil and professional, nothing personal. We're trying to learn on this network. We operate on a triple constraints, where we operate within the scope of reporting, entertaining, and interacting. So our viewers learn from us, and we pretty much learn from each other. Fire up. Your 5 minutes start now.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. And guys, I just want to say that no matter what I say here, I only speaking on the way I feel. As a Liberians, I know you're in your feelings, but it's a reality. First, I want to go to my former ANC brother, Otovius. Hey man, you gave a great presentation. However, I want to educate you and remind you that we're talking about data. When you making references to electoral data, you want to show proof. You mentioned about Weston got 50. That's not his first time being in the Liberian Senate representing, Grand Bassa. I'm a Bazoran, 100%, both mine and dad. Okay. Now I will tell you that Weston got 50 won in Grand Bassa. What I came from that, he won 40 or more than 40,000 in Grand Bassa. Now, when we look at that number, 20,000 of that number came from CPP. Remember, he represented your ANC CPP. He represented it, and 20,000, which came from what her name the brown skin daughter. Supposedly she did well. I gave him those votes. Now we all I always been in his feelings. Boston got feelings. I always been self-centered. Okay, giving his votes to CDC, and not because he won president. We ought to be. He knows that. Okay, there are other numbers within the CDC hierarchy that have been elected within, senatorial and representative position. So in the senatorial post, he looking to be, president pro tempore. That's his vote. He knows that if he go against the CDC, he is outnumbered because CDC is getting a number. That I would say they're getting a number within the Senate. Okay, so that's just concentrate on that, and that's the reason why. Alexander coming, I came back to the old man, knowing that he going to surround himself with good people now, like Yasini and you, who are in the United States and do not understand the dynamic of Liberian politics, how the people struggling. So let's move forward to my dear pastor. I appreciate you, I know you said that, I mentioned I live with these people. Trust me. I attended Fatima, the Catholic school, one of the biggest Catholic school in Maryland. The crime, I'll say again, I'm not attacking them, but people, I got plenty of South Eastern brothers. Black being, black money, or whatever they call it, it started within the Southeastern. Anybody can come and challenge me or challenge you on that. We knows that. Now, you did mention that there are other people who are involved. Of course, I have a brother who from Lofa who live in the Southeastern, and myself, who from Grand Bassa. He was part of those stuff. We were going to school. These are people when the war was going on, they say, oh yeah, that cross the Kavala River and go hustle. They die. Ain't Rocker tell me about the Southeasterner. I'm not saying every Southeasterner, but yeah, when we look at the government, the entire government is occupied with Southeasterner. What have they done? Eugene Nama is a criminal. Have you guys seen what's going on within the government where mysterious government offices are being set on fire? You're trying to destroy evidence. We're going to investigate. Every money that have been given to the Liberian government came from donor. Almost 80% of those money. You don't have money. So if we need to go and investigate, you can go ahead and burn every building down at your business. We will investigate, okay? We'll use every available resources. We can tag, if I can go into the next server, if I can go into the executive management server and even come up with information that Jawia had never changed the email address of the executive mansion. That means he had never changed the password of that account. So Manasari still have access to it. I sent a report to him. So that's Salif in her name, in my name. Report for me. You can show it. You can share with them. So we're going to tell you guys that we are not here for wherever you guys say that we are the Southeastern. Southeastern don't have numbers. We do believe that there are people in the Southeastern that have voted for the Omen, but we know how they play this game. Our leaders never had the courage to question the integrity, of the electoral data or whatever storage that holds this data. They never questioned that. So of course, these things can be manipulated. You have a next server that, a lot of vulnerability on the website. You scan the whole website, even AI report, you will be scared. And then even a scapegoating can exploit those vulnerability and cause damage. We're looking at things that in the Western world people take take serious. They spend money to hire people, expert in terms of this, that. We need to be serious here. We're talking about our country. We're talking about our future. Nobody wants jobs. Okay. I'm not attacking every Southeastern. I live among them. I know them, but I'm telling you, looking at the fact, look historically, they have produced more leaders within our country. You're talking about Grand Bassa. President got fed with he put that first salary for him and get him job. He been out of job. He been targeted by the current regime. But he gave him a vote because he played his card. He see the like of Yaka Koruba who play the card and remain to stay neutral. And to serve the Liberian people. If Basanga can deliver Grand Bassa to George Weah, he should come up with 100%, 40% vote. Without the help of CPP, he got 20%, 20,000 vote from CPP alone. He came up to 40,000 plus. And you're gonna tell me say he can get George Weah number? We're gonna see that number. Appleton, we score Appleton. You're talking about Appleton here. We're talking about Cummins. You want disrespect Cummins? You want disrespect Tyrell Gonglo? We're talking about his sister. We know they are odd number in Nima. They can deliver Nima to George Weah. That's the facts. We're not speaking about tribalism. You want to talk about tribal politics? Go talk to your vice president, an educated woman with a master's degree, stood so low, and tell me, black kind of people. You saw how they start eating. You want to talk about you are tribalist. The whole country, the country has become tribalistic. Joria is a tribal man. We know that he has destroyed this country, and Omen Braga is going to set the country on a red path. Unite the people, not to destroy them and say, "Oh, the other people is better than you." What have he done within the Southeast? He had not done nothing. We saw that most of his people
They have been rooted out with the leg of Akara Grace, sleeping in poo-poo. But you go in France and spend 100,000. Look, as a lawmaker, you should advocate for your people to serve in the Liberian Senate, or even to be serving in an elected position is a privilege. Now, nobody power fine. Jawia do the job right, he should be elected. He didn't do a job right, he will be voted out. And any attempt, the people will resist. They will resist. You can call it what they call it. The very country that you live in today, they fought for freedom. In America, you see here, you know how many wars they fought. In Europe, you know how many wars you see. In Israel, you know how many wars they fought. We're not speaking about, but when you go against people, of course, they're going to respond with resistance.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I just wanted to respond here to one of our viewers here. Gamo, you said you need to stream on YouTube. We are live streaming on YouTube right now. We are streaming on 3 platforms, guys. We are streaming on the Current Situation Media platform because we're trying to make that platform active again. And we are live streaming on YouTube. It's Current Situation Media as well. And we are live streaming on my page here. So thank you here. Thank you, guys. Here, let's move on to Otavia. Otavia, are you still with us? All right, Pastor Success, can you go in and out here because your screen is still frozen. So I'm
going to go in and out and come back.
Yes. It will help. Yeah. Okay. Otavius, are you with us? Okay, Otavia is now with us here. Augusto Talu, are you there? All right, Augusto Talu is not there here. So as we await here, Pastor Success here, because I don't want to skip him here, then they will have to, start from the beginning here. So let me go ahead and just pretty much say something here. We're going to ask another question because we're done with reporter here. But I know I just wanted to see if Pastor is going to report. And then we're going to ask another question here. It's 8:51. We're going to go until 9:30. And let's see here. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, your screen's still frozen. Yeah. So
I don't know why. I don't know.
Maybe your network, but it's okay. So Otavia is not answering here. Augusto left the screen. So we're going to move on to you. So can we ask a new question or you want to report any of those guys' statement?
Well, let me just say what I have to say.
You asking me?
No. From the way Malcolm presented himself, he just already telling us and our audience the kind of person he is, that don't respect the feelings and the respect of other people. When you on this kind of forum and you make statements that turn to stir up some misfeelings and issue, and they put it back to you, from the way you respond, we know how civil or uncivil you are. So he just displays to us that he's not civil and he don't care about how other people, or he don't care to respect other people on the ethnicity or what have you. That's fine. We live in a world of freedom. He has a right to say what he want to say. We are just trying to help him because we have an audience. We got an audience that listening to us. And for his own good, we thought we could give him the opportunity to come back and rewrite the wrong that he did, but he chose to go the way he went. That's fine. I don't have a problem with him. He can go right ahead. If I be led, he can label the entire Southeast a criminal. We don't really care. We good. We criminal, but we continue to produce leaders in this country, presidents and well-meaning people. And when you counting well-educated people from within Liberia, they come from the Southeastern region. So we good. We are just trying to help you, Marco. We don't go to hold anything against you. You guys are just telling us exactly how you're going to hold Liberia, because you guys are the fanatics of the Unity Party and the Umepwaka. If you guys start parading like this, we are afraid if by mistake you take state power, what you will do to Liberia? Whether you will get other opportunity when they decide to go against what you're doing or what you will be doing, when they get on the street to say, oh, we are agitated, we want to have a protest, why you will respect that feeling, you will respect that we're doing in this government. When you have issue on the street, we provided water, we provided food, we protected you, and so I don't know why you guys would do this thing, because the way all of you, now from the end of the opposition, the way you carry yourself, you know, your power, the authority, you guys are too authoritative to the point that you don't even care of how other people feel. Once it is not your, then it shouldn't happen. And it's so sad. It's so sad. I always, hear my brother Vic, I got it, or Daliku say, and that one, the Liberia poor voted against President Bia. I don't know what you call voted. You win the first round of election, they may whip you. If Liberia Constitution have supported a simple majority, by this time we're talking about inauguration, and you come back on the platform and say the man that people voted against, it's just so pathetic. And you're telling us that an opinion leader, a stakeholder, right, endorse a person. It's not important, but I call it, there won't become significant to our political landscape over Milton Best or Gafine, then you should be joking. Coming at a press conference, and they went to where say, look, let's organize this committee to have discussion with the two parties involved that are going to the runoff, and let's see whether they meet our standard that we want for leadership, and based on that, we endorse. As I speak to you, the entire executive of the ANC, including Orosho Gu, have navigated towards the CDC. It just left for you to make it official. And it's not worrisome to you. And you come on this platform and you say it, if I do say the CDC-led government is of no threat to this election against Omen Bwaka, CDC will be the only political party that will make Omen Bwaka not take the executive mansion. Believe you me. You talk about fire, you say you're setting place on fire. Chairman, when you're talking, when you guys are talking, look, when I sit on the platform and I say, hey, I will provide you evidence. You have not even done investigation to establish what brought a fire at the founder ministry today. You now on the platform giving an exclusive statement of accusing the government of burning the fire, the founder ministry. Under your regime, when you were there as unity party, what that you're burning the executive mansion? People have to be real to themselves. All right, so it's get frustrating. But I understand the way you speak, because when a man is getting drowned, he hold on to any little thing he see for survival. And that's why you guys are doing that, because you see that the variables are playing against your very well. And so you're frustrated and they're just antagonizing people and attacking people from everywhere. We will not join you. We're in a glass house. We will not throw stool with you. I want you at this junction and waiting for other point to open. But I hear you at this point.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. The message. Malcolm, the message he waiting for you to
man, but somebody else talking, I'll come in. That my brother talk too, man. I love the pastor.
Yeah. No, the pastor, he pretty much exhausted his 5 minutes. He usually respecting time, in which I give him thumbs up for that here. Steve Gig, can you hear us?
Steve, I be in your seat.
Okay, so then we're gonna move forward to
here he comes.
Okay. Yeah, Steve Gig, I want you guys to weigh in on this. Everybody was surprised. A lot of Liberians in the diaspora, and I don't know about the Liberians. So somebody background is ready to echo that. Steve, can you put your phone mute? Yeah, Steve, that's your background. But let me ask you this question here, and this question is for everyone, so we'll go one at a time. This particular presidential candidate here surprised me and a lot of people in the diaspora. I have not heard about him, but now he has become a overness sensational superstar. Appleton Edward. So how come this guy just pretty much rose to fame? because he took the third place. Nobody, heard about this guy. I know people, knew about him in Liberia, but I never heard about him. Comey didn't even take the third place. Neither Tiwan Gongo, and Appleton just all over social media, and now he has endorsed George Weah. What say you, Steve? Who is this guy? How did he get 40,000 votes? What strategy did he put in place?
Before Steve comes on, did Appleton actually had a press conference in those just I didn't hear it, so I have to ask.
Okay. Let me address that issues.
Yes.
I will come back to. I will take your memory back to when we started this Diaspora Liberian Political Spotlight.
Yes.
And I was talking with Moses, and I said the opposition, the strategies of politics, we have to change the dynamic. Why people are basically on microphones and researching people's life, how to blackmail them, how to or criminalize them, and how to do all these tricks on pay all the gains on people in the personal life and all this stuff. The opposition is supposed to be using those time to be engaging communities, soliciting money, and doing other short-term programs in the rural communities on the grounds while they are also engaging government. It's not just to sit and just talk. In my belief, I think this was a strategy I'm making my use. I'm not too exact, but I'll say that. And trust me, as LNDC, there's a kind of strategy we're going to apply. While people are talking, we are engaging community people. While people are talking, we are looking for money or helping other people, engaging in other short-term programs. And those things we are helping people a little bit, doing on the ground. Tomorrow, if you raise your hand up, people will be surprised the kind of number that will vote you. And that's what happened to a case. Maybe at the time while the people are doing, they are passing around and insulting people and looking at blackmailing people and insulting people's life and all the kind of stuff on microphone. This man might be, having his people on the ground that they are carrying small support around people, engaging other people. He was engaging the people. So I believe this is why I gave him this number. That's what brought him to the light. Although he was not kind of a Facebook person, but he was engaging the people directly. And if people change the methodologies of politics in our country, take it from social media and make it reality and engaging the people in rural communities and trying to do a research on people's needs and wants. And you may not do that all as an opposition, but at least you play a little part in their life. It's not just about talking, but it's about engaging the people and also providing other support. Like I just said, there are other hospital beds in that other hospitals are giving away. As the opposition, try to find means to lobby for these things. And there are other clinics in those rural communities that they just have clinics, they don't have bed. You can just donate 5 beds. There are little mattresses that other hospitals are giving away. You can carry those things in our country and help other districts. And guess what? By the time you come up, you put your hand up, the number that will be coming up voting for you, it will shock the people who are on social media talking. So people invest their money all of the time and resources on social media, thinking that people are following social media. But guess what? Only people in Montserrat, people who have access to internet can listen to your social media politics. But there are people in the interior area, they don't even have phone in the first place. So that your thing you're talking on social media, nobody even care to listen to that. So the ideas, I believe, in my mind, the idea he employed that gave him that number, that rising number, is because while people were talking, he was like doing on the ground work. He was engaging people. You are engaging other community projects. You are engaging other community, initiative. You are making impact in people's lives. And now the dividends have come back to him by giving him that number. I don't think people voting by, it's not a magic, or it's not that he sacrificed him of blood, so he blinds the eyes of people and they were just voting him. No, but I believe in my mind, he applied the strategy that he was engaging communities. Instead of talking on social media, the money you were going to use to pay journalists and talk on social media, you are using that money to engage people. You are using that money to make some community impact.
1 minute.
And the dividend today is why getting to the top. So I believe this is what happened. That gave me a rising honor to come third place. I don't think it's magic. I don't think it's a mistake. I know people that voted Ameton know him. They may know him and they have felt his support and his engagement with them. So politics, you have to take another turn. When people are going this way, you also look at the route they are going, how infected it is helping them. You take another way to go. So while the people are taking their time or changing voice on social media, sitting back on Facebook and just talking, Abenton was like doing his groundwork.
Thank you. So
that's my belief.
Thank you. VK, you hear me? Yeah, so Steve, go ahead and put your phone on mute. VK.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So VK, we're gonna follow up on the same question here on Edward Appleton here, Junior. He took a lot of Liberians by surprise. He became an overnight, sensational superstar here, coming third. And who is this guy? Why did he pretty much his message resonated during the election?
Okay, yeah, and just indulge me. I'm gonna add extra 2 minutes for my closing statement because I got another meeting about 11:15.
Yeah.
I'll just put all in one. But look, let me say this. I don't know who Apeton is, but he was in this election. My brother Steve made a point, and that the point is plausible. I don't want to say that's what happened. It's a plausible explanation for why Apeton got the votes. Because I think in the beginning of the show when we're discussing, like Steve said, as an opposition, when this political party is going they're going to begin to engage communities early in the game, so people will begin to know them before election day. That's a fine strategy. I know a lot of political parties that get plenty of money don't employ it, including all of them. But so that's a plausibility that Apeton was in communities before. But what I know about Liberian people is, trust me, when Steve gets to Liberia and his political party begin to engage in communities, Liberian people will not keep it to themselves. It will begin to go around. People will begin to hear about it. If Steve Party goes to communities in Monterrey and care hospital beds to hospitals and build this, and he was in Magibi and he was in the southeast, newspapers will pick it up. Somebody will talk about it. People will start telling people about it, and somebody will want to interview him to understand, but what kind of new guy with a new political party that are doing these things? Nobody heard about a single thing that Apeton did for anybody in Liberia. I'm still waiting after they elect the first one gone now. The man get a vote, but nobody still have came up and say, our community Apeton did this, that we voted for him.
So you think
no constituency that have said the reason why we voted for Apeton is because he did this in our constituency.
Or you think because of his beard?
So imagine, my man. It becomes for me. I'm like, okay, but look, because that's for me at first. That's why I didn't say
another PM, my brother. Just before you continue, is another.
That's why I didn't say nothing from the beginning, because I was like, you know what? The election is over. I know Liberian people, when they finish voting, they can't talk about why they voted for the man.
Yeah.
Look, let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you now, solidify this for me. I didn't hear Apeton's speech, but somebody showed me a picture of Apeton giving a speech. There's a man who just collected over 30,000 or 40,000 of our, 50,000 of our country votes. The man get a speech, only 2 people were there plus him for a party. Bro, there is no way in God's green earth you got 5,000 or 6,000 votes or 10,000 votes in Monterrey. You are in Monterrey County. You just became one of the most relevant politicians in our time.
Yeah, surprise.
Your people, you cannot get a speech. The newborn in black, you can't get a speech, and your people didn't surround you. They didn't dance with you all the way from your political party headquarters to where you give them the speech. Nobody around you. I tend not to believe this. Look.
So do you think there's a foul play going on?
Look, Abeton was planted. Look, let me tell you something. As I said again, when you say there are advantages in the incumbency, these are what they call advantages in incumbency. There's one of the advantages in the incumbency, Abeton. It's an advantage because you can plant the make and get them money and then votes can go there. I don't know. Because, no, if Steve Party went to Labrador, Steve today, in 2023, is making a statement that in 2029, if Steve get a kind of vote, somebody like me can come on and say, look, man, we're on a show in 2023. This is what he said. You can reference back to the man. Brother, nobody heard Abeton talking about anything he will do. So the Abeton issue in Labrador is just, I say, is what I call incumbency. That's what I call the incumbency factor. Let that call it the incumbency factor. But look, here's my closing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The election is very tough on the CDC. Look, my brother, Success Dede can be as sentimental as he wants to be. That is business. But this is what I know about politics, and I've been in it for a while, and I know about numbers. There is no politician. You know, when citizens, that's why I know citizens don't follow the numbers. When they say we whip the man, I'm like, bro, look, the marginal error is +1 or +2%. +2% of the marginal error is like 36,000 votes. So if Joel was even going to win a man by 36,000 votes, going to say that's a close margin. That's a close margin. The man is about 7,000 votes lead. You didn't whip nobody. You equal the man. You tie. You were the sitting president. You now explain all the plenty things, but you tie with the man. What you say, the man, old man, next week you get paid, make on your hair. He can't work on the money, but you and the man tie in votes. And let me say this to you: the other opposition party, they voted for their party members. You other vote. There are more people who voted against George Weah than for George Weah. That's the numbers. They don't lie. More people voted against George Weah CDC than they voted for George Weah CDC. Numbers don't lie. Let me say this. The runoff is going to be a tight race. And CDC as an incumbent, look, the incumbency factor is done. The man outspent the probably 6-1. He's still in tie with the man. The second round, the young people factor is gone. Nobody's scared of George Weah again. The Labrador Post is going to go vote against him. He doesn't stand a chance. And I'm telling you right now, the Apeton can't be in a race again. That only 1 + 1 are 2. Like 2 people gotta be there. There is no incubation factor. You can't add nobody else there, and that's where it's gonna come from.
But
the show was great.
I have already endorsed the man.
Yeah, but guess what? But we already knew that. I mean, who's shocked? Who's surprised? Abeton endorsed the man. Abeton vote. We know where Abeton vote came from, so we don't gotta worry about it.
AJ.
Yeah. But look, the show was great, guys. Thank you for the show. I think we'll be on Sunday. If you don't know our show, we'll be on Tuesdays, Thursday, or Sunday. We'll be discussing Liberian political issue. We come here to discuss, but we come here to be civil. We come here to discuss the issues. We are friends and brothers with one another. And again, as I said, let our brother Steve there. The man is launching his campaign for right on this show. He's launching his party for right on this show. And guess what? That's what Liberia is all about. That's what we should become about. Our generation should be discussing real Liberian issues that bring real change to our country. Because when these guys leave, it's going to be our time to make sure that the changes that we always talk about come to our country. So this is where it starts. This is where the discussion starts. Watch the show. Listen. If you have time, you want to contribute, let us know you're going to contribute. AJ, Success, my brother Malcolm, and Steve, y'all, thank you for the show. And I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you very much.
See you on Sunday.
Okay.
So,
AJ.
Yes. So you will be the next. So, guys, the segment was supposed to end at 9 p.m. because like BK said, we have a structure now for the political segments. And also, we have not given you guys the name of this segment. It's called Diaspora. Steve, what's the name of this segment again?
Steve, unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. This show is Diaspora Liberian Political Spotlight.
Yeah, Diaspora, that's it. Yeah, even though it's a current situation network, but the segment is called Diaspora Liberian Political Spotlight. So, but we have a structure now on the national politics discussion.
Thank you.
Tuesday and Thursday, we start at 7 p.m. Central Time to 9 p.m. If we go above now, then which means the discussion is intense, and sometimes we have to be flexible. be honest. And then Sunday we start at 9 p.m. to 11. When we go above 11, then which means the discussion is very interesting, intense. But we want to try to, say we just starting, we want to give everybody time, 2 hours, to be on the show. But now it's 9:14. So in the next 15 minutes we'll be done. So if you are speaking now, if you want to speak, include your concluding statement. We appreciate that. So Octavius, I know you've been gone, and but
Yeah.
we are talking about this guy, Edward Appleton here. He surprised a lot of Liberians, by coming third. What say you?
Yeah. Thank you again, and I apologize for that. I'll do some. Yeah, you see, this guy issue. I will call you off air, but is not something that I take very serious because I mean,
Has he been planted by CDC or one of those parties or UP?
no,
Where?
I mean, I will call you after the show, but I mean, it's not something that we need to pay attention to. I will even take my time to talk about on live. No, not do that. So let me.
Oh, hold on. Let me hold you there. Why you can't talk about it on live? Because if he's being planted by one of these parties, you have to give me some facts.
I will call you after the show. Uh,
ANC, ANC people
no,
there.
All right.
no.
Go
The
ahead.
thing is, yeah,
Yes.
and let me say thank. Let me say I'm a closing into this. Look, um, let me appeal to all my Liberian brothers and sisters, most especially back home. We all know now that Liberians do not vote on issues. There are three things Liberians voted for and continue to vote for since 2017. They voted for if you're popular, one, they will vote for you. If they love you, they will vote for you. And if you spend money. And those three things, that, because of the two candidates, that tell you right there that they don't vote on who will create job for them. They don't vote for their children or their grandchildren or their own life to benefit their life or to change their future. They don't. Because they continue to vote for the two people that you can look at both of their lifestyle and what they did in the country based on their past experience or the time in office. There's nothing you can say. But at this stage, people like me will have to make decision. What actually do I want? Do I want to go back to Joseph Nyimambuaga 12 years or to remain? Look, I'm not a sedition. I don't have to tell nobody who know me and been following me on social media. But at the end of the day, we have to make some decision among the two candidates. And we have to settle with one of them. Which, of course, if you look at Joseph Nyimambuaga record, there's a man who been a liability on the Liberian people for almost close his entire life. He been in office for 12 years and look at his county. You cannot point to a single building or structure that Joseph Nyimambuaga can say, this is what I did when I was vice president or my time working for the Liberian government. You see, as a leader, you don't chase followers. It's not about how many people follow you. It's about who you bring behind you to replace you. Do you think Joseph Nyimambuaga, if he was smart, intelligent, or the way the UP people want to sell him out there, he could say, look, Arizona Cummings, this is a young man or a young lady that I mentored for all those years who is capable of being vice president to you. You can choose somebody for your county because now Liberian vote, the voter now, they based on the vote on from a county or thing. They see where the money vote. He could do that, but there's nobody around him that he can trust because it's all about Joseph Nyimambuaga. If you look at the years, the 12 years, the billion of dollars that were pumping in the country. Look at our country. What did he do with it? $2 million United States applause were given to Joseph Nyiman Boakai and his wife for the group of 77. What Joseph Nyiman Boakai did? They stole that money. And let's take Joseph Nyiman Boakai on war. He said, "Why? We squander." So I understand that UP they always want to say Joseph Nyiman Boakai was the vice president. But Joseph Nyiman Boakai did not say that. He said we. He did not say Eddie Johnson said this squander. He said we. He included in that sentence. But the Unity Party people always want to take the old man from there. And he keep putting, he said, no, that both of us. And he even said that I was in the room when every decision was made. And look at our country. So look, President Weir is not a perfect man. It's not a man that I would choose to be my president if I get people like Arizona Comis in our group. No. But at the end of the day, let's be fair to him. Because the money that was given to Joseph Nyiman Boakai 1 year, and Eddie Johnson said that the entire money they gave to President Weir says yes. But at least you could see something. He's not perfect. So let's be fair. You know? So when we're talking about our country, you put President Weir down and put Joseph Nyiman Boakai. Which one of them can you leave your grandchild with and say, let me go to the market and come back? Joseph Boakai will be sleeping. It's about our country future. This is a man who cannot even handle the CPP. 200,000 people. And how can you give him 5.2 million people to him? I mean, it's just common logic and sense. If Joseph Nyiman Boakai cannot lead the CPP, he cannot mentor them to bring them together, how can he lead 5-something million Liberians? It's troubling. It's sad. Look, just the thought. Okay, just let me close, please. Just the thought of Joseph Nyiman becoming president is a scary thought. Just the thought alone, it's a scary thought. You know, so look, I invested too much. I got too much investment in that country for the past 6 years. I criticized President Weir, and now one day I've been to Liberia 3 times in 3 weeks. Now one day that I went there and somebody harassed me or do anything to me. You know, but it's Joseph Nyiman Boakai, man. They want to preach tribal politics, going after a certain group of people. Joseph Nyiman Boakai is a scary man to be president for our country. Thank you very much.
I told you on the phone, right? Go, let's go.
Yeah, thank you here. So go ahead and guys, put your phone on mute here. So thank you here, Otavius. We appreciate your input. Once again here, folks, we have a structured schedule now for the week and discussing national politics. Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time to 9 p.m. We can go a little bit after the time here at 9 p.m. if the discussion is intense. And Sunday, 9 p.m. to 11. So thank you, yeah, Otavia. So who next here to give a closing statement? I know it's Pastor Success.
Put your hand down. So you want to do it so easy again? Put your hand down small.
So my man, you guys need to get along with you and Michael.
No, my man, get from me, yo. No, man.
As long as speak against Joe, they will not. You will not accept me. Trust me. I agree with that. I dealt with a lot of sedition. Go ahead, my brother.
Our political differences will coexist, but when we count the political playing field, no brother, forget it. I will tear you apart.
Okay. So I will give.
Let me say this.
I will give you 7 minutes here. If you can reach the 7 minutes.
I'm gonna reach 7 minutes.
Wow.
I'm gonna reach 7 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
let me say this.
If, on your closing statement, I can give you a little bit, 2 minutes.
Okay.
You want to talk to 5 minutes? That's fine. Go ahead.
Let me say this. One of the reasons our success evidence will not support Ome Nyiman Boakai. With my little years, or very little year above 20 in ministry, if I've dropped and died today, everything I work and live for, someone is competent to take over for me. Okay? Someone is competent to take over for me. What am I trying to say? A leader that cannot nurture and grow someone of his kind to continue his legacy, he's not a leader. He's not a leader. Whether for the someone here Ome Boakai in government, let Ome Boakai point to us how many young people life he impacted, that when he leave the political playing field today, that when he take phone and call, say, hey, I need to see you. I want you to do that. I want you to do that. And they can listen to him. How many people? George Weah came to politics. John Weah, this little time he stayed in politics, he has made Tomo Fala, he has made Johnson Koji, he has made or Sir Joseph, he has made Bill Tuawe, he has made a lot of people. In our political landscape, you may not accept it. You can accept it or leave it. But that's a reality. Yet Manoseli there. Today, Manoseli keeps the power at least as vindictive at that Oman A. Right now, when Manoseli speak, American will listen. When Manoseli speak, West God will listen. When Manoseli speak, where any or former foreign affairs minister, where any from budget bureau. I just forget the name. Those guys will listen.
You number the political prostitute?
I am not talking about number. I'm talking about where any or they got from different family. One family minister no Manoseli. Where any man? Kafuan never listen. So when you are a leader that cannot make people, cannot grow a new generation to take over your legacy, you are not a leader. That's one thing I will not support my brother for. That one reason. Number two reason. With all these years that these guys are boasting the Omega experience, to keep the conversation enjoyable, let keep the factor constant that he is an experienced woman. From LPMC, from Minister of Agriculture, from LPROC, Vice President, Ambassador, my people on the show and those that are watching us. I'm not saying you're giving two, only one. That as a country, when we need Omer Boa who can point to say, yeah, during his regime when he was 7 years, this is why he left as a souvenir and today still speak in our country history. Where is it? Where? Where is it? Either the kind of people your say we should give our country to. Victor, I end on this. Maybe my brother here don't know.
Thank you.
You already ended, brother. I thought you end though.
I want to make a conclusion. I said I will end on this. I spoke English, gentlemen. I worked in Manoseli government for 11 years. And that 11 years, I was a main decision maker, not a senior and not a junior or intermediate decision maker. I was a supervisor in government. And let me say this. The way the international body had a system in place to check, counter check, make sure that there was some level of transparency, and they had all those regulatory institutions, the GSE, the IAA, and you name them. They even brought another body called the GMAP that we all work with. Under that regime, Manoseli, as sophisticated as she is, told the Liberian people that she failed on corruption. She failed to fight corruption. A Omer Boakai, who can sit before the press, a journalist, and go bring down. And they have to tap and say, Omer, the press is here to talk to you. He said, I'm supposed to talk. What am I supposed to say? Is that the Omer you want for us to give our country with these guys behind him? We're not going to do that. So the Liberian people have seen for themselves. You may call Georgia first round victory 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote. The record here is that he won the election the first round, and he's going to win it again the second round. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'll be listening, but I beg to leave because I have other stuff. But brother Macon, my man, we young people, I hope that off the show with me one day, interact. Victor know me, Victor know me. I'm an easy going man. If you read the community, say that the pastor, you don't believe because I go everywhere, joke with everybody, but I keep my lane, you know.
I will bring you over. I will bring you over during the inauguration. I will buy a course to, I will buy a course to go for Omen Burger inauguration.
The next form of party statement. He spoke on party statement.
Yeah.
He spoke on party statement.
Thank you, Pastor Susset A.B. Dennis. The man, he has a sense of humor, display a sense of humor, very intelligent. But yeah, thank you very much for your input. And so let's move on to so now we will have Michael and Steve. They're gonna give that closing statement here. We're gonna start with Steve. Steve, fire up here. You got 5 to 7 minutes here, and you can.
But Steve already talk. I can talk now. Steve finished first.
But Steve, I haven't get a closing statement. Steve, did you?
Yeah, Steve talked before me. Steve just came on. He just talked before the pastor came on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can give all the citizens a chance over me now. You know what I mean? I gotta debunk one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because our time is fast spent now, Steve.
Just give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's all I want.
But listen, Michael.
Steve, let Michael get a closing statement.
Michael, I'm a stand-up of a different political party.
I respect you.
I speak from the holistic standpoint.
Hey, I gave you the courtesy. I respect you. I know you are diverse, man. You will want to recruit people, to make your dream comes true. You need people around you. So, no doubt.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead and mute
yes. Honestly, I love the conversation. And honestly, we're just being, speaking on the basis of reality and being truthful to our people. There's no, animosity, against anyone. We have no issue against George Weah. If George Weah have done the rightful thing, the people will elect him. But I think he had done terrible. He done nothing. He have done nothing for the people. So, of course, that's why you see he's struggling. A ruling establishment should be going into a runoff. We shouldn't be talking about that. If at all, he did the right thing. But now, my brother, what I want to tell the Liberian people here tonight that are watching is that you see a lot of our brothers are coming against Omen Bwaka, that he served in Manasarif government and this and that. But these people cannot even question why the president had never audited Manasari and her sons who had stolen from the Liberian people. My brother, I send you information. You see my name there, VAR. I did a recount on the executive mansion website. I'm going to do more recount on a server to see how best I can get into that email account, because we know that even in the Western world, what her name, Hillary Clinton lost the election against Donald Trump because her email account was hacked. And there were a lot of information that were exposed, and it was, detrimental, on the basis of security center within the United States, So we should be looking at why is it that CDC are not questioning the president that he had not changed the email address of the executive mansion. It said in Manasarif name. That email, that screenshot I sent it to you, you can share it to the rest of the guys. Let them go and dig in it. If you need me to send you commands to check on the IP address to verify that, you just need to use net NS lookup and just say NS lookup with the email the DNS address, which is the executive manager website. Put in that address, it will give you the actual IP address of that DNS server. And then if you need to go further more, reach out to me. I will give you tools. You can download some tools. I will teach you how to go into it. People say, oh, they can target you, this, that. No, I use a free open source that is open source. It can be used. So nobody can target me. So these guys are talking, they are not targeting Manasarif. Manasarif just completed her third term, Liberian people. Jawia was just a puppet. If the administration are not changed that email account. Manasa, you still have access to that email address. They had never changed the password because if you cannot change the account, you cannot change the password. I did it for a couple of, my co-workers that we work together. They said, man, you're crazy. Why are you going into your government store? I said, yeah, we need to search. We need to search. We need to go through and check. Nigeria is not restricted to an individual president. The email address is listed with the Nigerian website, the name. But Liberia one is restricted to an individual president. I'm gonna put a name there. Why Malasai should have access to the executive mansion email account? Is she still calling the shot in a weird administration? Of course she is. That's something we need to discuss, and that's why I keep protecting her, because we have protected her sons who have stolen from the Liberian people. But yet, Liberians are accusing Omer Braga because of this corrupt woman and her establishment. Do you think that all that the Harry Modubala can win Omer Braga? No, Malasadi put her into the race to cut numbers down, even though they are not make anything. But now we're going to the runner-off. We want to see what actually they're going to do. There are only two people now. We don't have anybody around. They will beat we up unmercifully. Look, that issue with the Southeastern, I know the Southeastern voted for we are, but it's just the negligence of our political leader within the opposition. They never give credence, they never pay attention to the poor washer in the Southeastern. So the government utilized that, that strategy and say, you know what? The president is from the Southeastern. The opposition had banned the Southeastern. So you know what? We can pull our number from there. Who is Apeton? Apeton came into Liberia 2 weeks. That's my last one I want to talk on. I want to talk about, the ANC people there, they are social criminals. When I say people get mad, Muna Fayada would know that she have a record in America, a professional shoplifter. You think what she going to do in Liberia? These are people that be Alexander Cummings, a professional shoplifter. Muna Fayada got a Security Plus certification like myself, one of my certification. Okay, she had now worked in the security field, in the cyber security field. She would just do business. She was shoplifter. So we're not going to give credence to the people. I want to target, Apeton. Apeton came to Liberia 2 weeks before the final election. We know Liberian politics. The people got to know you. You think Apeton, they can be more than Cummings or even Tawa Gonglo? No. So where he got the numbers from? I would say maybe he got a couple of them, accidentally, on a coincidence, maybe because, mistake from the voters. That, of course, that neck have, stress out that, those, there were a lot of, issue in comes to the voter registration where, people voted wrongly, they make some errors. But there's people didn't make errors. Some people just voted because they were not educated. And these are things that were opened by the opposition. Every number counts. Now every number is on the ground. People are targeting every corners within the country to even educate the people, because some of the votes came on, it went against the opposition because people were not educated enough. And we know the issue in Liberia. We know that people are not signing up, and that's why the country is what it is today. Because you got people, criminals come and take advantage of the, young people. They're not providing opportunity for young people. Liberians want people to, worship them. Leaders want people to worship them. I'll tell you that on the platform, I want a person who not, into, getting into government. No, I make my money in America. It comes on times, Look, people are wait for 30 days. No, beside my paycheck, I do consultants. I consult around the world. At the end of the day, we just want the country to be great so that we can go in and contribute as much as possible. We don't want government jobs. Some of us have plans, ideas that we want to invest in on a technical land space. You look at Rwanda, when Paul Kagame took over, he knew that the whole world was diverting into technology. Every little child in Rwanda know how to play with computers. Look at your country. Every little child in your country can put a red barrel on the head instead of computers. That's what we want. We don't want red barrel. We all know all into politics. Stop taking young children, our future, and putting red barrels on the head. Put knowledge into the head. Computers, industrialize the country, innovate the young minds. Okay, not barrels, red barrels. It's not going to help our people. And that's what we talk about, when we talk about the way people are speaking in the country, because it all bogged down to illiteracy. Okay, People are not educated enough. Even the educated ones, they just have degrees, which is paper. You check on the resume, the only thing they have there, that government job. They have nothing. They have not worked into any private sector where they will not watch somebody, the competency or the return of the job will be on the basis of the performance.
Let's
not
conclude now.
singing glory or singing hallelujah to somebody. No, we want it to be great. If Joya did the right thing, let the people vote for him. That we follow the democratic process all around the world. People are respecting us. We should start, invoking, foolish people. They like former chancellor, the former president Taylor, wife, who is
thank you very much.
To God president, we are saying that preaching, hate politics.
Thank you.
Bonkani people will not vote for John Weah if he not done nothing good for them. The presidency is a privilege. It's not John Weah farm. John privilege by the people to serve the people. And if they not serve the people, he should be voted out. Okay, there should be no issue on that. So anybody want to raise issue, we're sending back to resist. But we also follow the democratic process of the country. You shouldn't follow the people rights.
So let's go to Steve now. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you for your concluding statement. We appreciate that, and we appreciate your input. And we are here on discussing the diaspora Liberian political spotlight, national politics in Liberia, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So we will pretty much conclude here with Steve. Steve, fire it up. You are not audible.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself. Again, I want to say thanks to all of the panelists that were here, and all of our various inputs that we made to have this show a success is wonderful. Again, there are other brilliant guys, but that way, again, before closing up, I want to disagree with Malcolm a little bit on when it comes to the level of education. And I don't want people like Malcolm to talk about credibility. Because when you bring credibility, then you will be shooting at the legs of the same unity party that you are supporting. In my analytical standpoint, credibility, you have been compromised by unity party. Credibility have been compromised by unity party. Because if credibility has not been compromised by those people, and they stand for credibility. The first example is not to be desperate for power, but to stand for credibility. And that credibility is not to even allow Stanton Waterspoon to be a spokesman or someone who will come and advocate for your credibility. Because if the party is playing a daily game on themselves. Me, as a political leader, I'm not against Stanton Waterspoon if you want to support my political party, but I'll be behind the house. It can't be at the front. Because of his status nationally and internationally. He's not a man to advocate for a national credibility. He's not a man to defend an institution that claims credibility. Stanton Waterspoon should not be the one that Unity Party should put at the forefront to speak on the platform that talk about credibility. It means that you're compromised credibility. Credibility. If we talk about credibility, then you don't need to be desperate for power and compromise credibility. Because when Joseph Newman Barker was a manager of the disabled forces in Liberia. I use the word manager because he managed their resources and their well-being, their survivabilities of the less fortunate people in our country, the crippled, the blind, lies in the hand. That decision, that resources lies in the hand of Joseph Nima Boakai. Tells me, please, in the United States, that Joseph Nima Boakai can come and where all of these knowledgeable guys that said they are not live. There is no one good home that ever built by Joseph Boakai. Say, well, these people need a structure. We need to organize a program where we can create jobs for people to take care of these people. People need extra care. All of these guys are acting today. Somebody where we grew home. They where we grew home. They take care of less fortunate people, mentally ill people. Why Joseph Boakai, who was in charge of this kind of program, were not able to imply this kind of knowledge? Credibility. If he would come on, look, listen to me. Everybody living in the United States. The statement Joseph Boakai used to say, we straddle the opportunities. If that was in the Western world, Joseph Boakai will never taste power. Just because of that statement, he will not taste power. It will hunt him. Media will continue to hunt him. Just because of that statement alone, he will not taste, he will never taste the power. But do you see how people compromise integrity? So I would be surprised when people come in on national platform and say, well, we speak on integrity. When you got people who compromise integrity in your institution. I'll give you an example. I will not call his name, it's too early for that. But the guy who I wanted, who was to be the IT chairman for my political party, who was to run out of the legal document to election commission. The reason why the election commission process delayed, that up to now the parties were registered before the election, but we put up to it. The executive national committee put up to the registration of it until after election because a guy in Liberia who was to be the IT chairman in Liberia, just a little cash we sent to him. So just give it to a few people. The guy decided to play on the people. Immediately, you were removed. I don't compromise these things. I don't care you're French or not. And that's the kind of mind I'm carrying to government. That's the kind of mind I'm carrying to government. You will sign a memorandum. You will sign if you corrupt or public form your property that you have before even getting the position. The property you have will be confiscated by the government and we pay the government money back. You agree, sign, put it into ACA, and then we put it with notarize it. You will sign before you employ it to the government. We will announce you as minister or director minister. So you know that you got a tampon on you. So go ahead, go corrupt the form. When you are audited and you are accused of this thing, all your property will be confiscated by government. You will sign the paper before we appoint you. That's the kind of government we're going to bring. Because these are methods of fighting corruption. It's not just to say it, but it's a way you want to fight it, you will explain it. That's why I said today, you know the party only come up with kush, but they are not, because when my friend was saying here, even the government have brought kush. They don't tell people how they okay, government brought up, but government didn't talk about it. Government said they was not the one that brought kush. But you said government, you accuse government of breaking kush into the country. And so because of that, you are telling people to remove that government. Now I'm saying to you, give us a methodology how you're going to eradicate drugs from Liberia. Say you against it. You're not explaining to anybody how you're going to remove it. You're not explaining it. You later you put it brought it. So they will remove the government. So when you get there, the drug is already in the country. How are you going to eradicate that? You're not telling Liberian people, send the government that you want to remove is corrupt. When you become government, how are you going to fight corruption? Those are messages Liberian people want to listen to. You're not saying it. You telling Liberian people that they are suffering. They agree. Okay, they are suffering. When you become government, what ideology you breaking on the table that will eradicate suffering from Liberia? Explain. You're not explaining it. This is where I'm different. This is where I have problem. Because you're not telling people what you're going to do. You're not telling people what, you're not telling the ill, but not the solution. We want to know what are you breaking. And that's why when people tell me, "Oh, Steve, you need to come out, we need to register, we need to be a part of it," I say, I'm not ready yet because there are a lot we need to do. In the first question come to myself, Steve, yeah, you want to be a leader of Liberia. What different you going to make? That's I later ask myself that question. What different am I going to make? I need to do a lot of research and know my country, know what I am carrying. I should know what I'm going to do. I should have a reason, agenda, a purpose in the interest of the country, of the state. So it's not just because you want a position, but set a straight agenda. And your reason will be achieved. People should not hold platform against you before you react. You must know what affect the people before you get there. And also, I'm saying to people that in this election, I'm almost close. In this election, like people are saying, I said it and I remain and I hold on my word. I gave my prediction that this election is going to go for second round. And it's going to be a sister battle, and it came to pass. I'm giving my prediction again. This election not going to be in the favor of United Party. Until they can work on their messaging, until they can work on their relationship with a different political party, until they can be ready to invest into the second round in the right direction. But as a stand, looking at what is happening right now, with the kind of politics that they play now that have to do with travel line, it's not playing right for them. It's not playing right for them. Because I'm saying Joseph Baga already have a challenge in Lofa. If Joseph Baga is not alone in Lofa now, there are a lot of guys in Lofa in the government that don't want to lose their position, and they will not sit to lose their position. I said it again, that the government right now, as you speak, all of the ministers, the superintendent, the commissioners in Liberia districts and in Liberia county will not want to lose their position. Everybody going to put their feet down now. It's a challenge for United Party. I know that the government and United Party, they are tired. I can agree that they are tired because the marching is not wild. But in this politics that is playing now, it will not be in the favor of United Party. Trust me. And we'll come back after the election, we'll come back on the show again, and you will say you said it. Because I understand what is happening, and I know what's going to happen. So thank you for the show. We appreciate to be here again another time, and I always appreciate you, AJ. I know that one day you will host me here, and we'll discuss national issues.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you always have time here. Thank you, and you have a good night. We'll see you on Sunday. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the time here. It was a nice 2 hours and a half discussion. We started at 7:20 here. We are climaxing, and tomorrow we have community announcement. There's a lot of things going on this weekend here, as you can see here. Look at the bottom of the jingle here that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We have Pastor Ibi Tape will be having his crusade or his concert, and all the information is on his page. And we also have 2 Halloween parties or 3 Halloween parties going on to all these Club Wars Bar, Infinitive, and Galaxy Hookah Lounge. And so the city is busy this weekend. My birthday is on next week Tuesday. So usually I do Halloween, but now I stop. I kind of turn it over to the little ones here. Well, I'll be out this weekend most likely. We also had Tashan baby shower is popping up this weekend as well. And yeah, so the city gonna be busy, busy, busy with a lot of events. And we'll also have a memorial service here for one of our mother that passed away this weekend. So we'll be there. We'll be very busy the weekend. We'll be all over the place here. Yeah. So we'll see you this weekend, and I will also see you on Sunday for Diaspora Liberian Political Spotlight. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you, and good night.